forced, but we'll let it slide.
A touch forced, but it's fine.
For all they know, it was beautiful and elegant, and shall not be repeated.
Exactly.
It wasn't.
Exactly.
I mean,
hello,
let's be
Rob.
real, there's no one out.
How's it going?
It's going well.
No.
Although in terms of character,
Hello, me when I watch it tomorrow.
Hello. How's it going? Welcome back to D&D, Amber. Slightly frightening view of what's on screen. Two huge insect things have ambushed you. But let's track back the recap to what you did before. Last week, why have I got a Christmas cracker? Last
week...
week...
skip straight into this session and just forget everything that ever happened?
Very, very quickly, last week you went back from the thing, you talked to Moraine, you then found out about someone named Harlech who was giving away the secrets of the Dragonborn thing up in the north. You went and looked around and eventually did find this Harlech. Dokrumir had a
bit of a wobble.
Bit of a conversation with her about whether she would tell anyone. She said that she wouldn't tell anyone, but she refused to say anything when Dokrumir said, and you won't, tell anyone else to tell anyone kind of thing. And she wouldn't say anything. She had different ideals of what this sanctuary should be and could be, and disagreed with Dokrumir's mentor, Meredith, on how she was sort of going about everything. At which point, Dokrumir said, yeah, let's be friends, and inflicted 40 damage on her in a matter of seconds with the level 3 inflict wounds. Everyone was pissed off, but everyone then calmed the situation very, very quickly. They don't like Doc. They're scared of all of you because Gylndan also counterspelled one of their thunderbolts. And you sort of got that sorted and set on your way then to the capital to try and negotiate, or find some negotiations, with the king and the king's council in Ambyr to try and let them know what's going on with the tower and try and gain support to do all that stuff. I'm assuming. I don't really know what you guys are going to do there. I guess we'll figure that out. On your way there, you guys made some survival.
Help Moraine.
Yeah, yes, you're also on your way to help Moraine, who has had some issues with the Talons, the Black Talons, a guild of assassins, mercenaries, thieves, whatever you want to call them. They're some dangerous bastards who do not like people meddling in their affairs, but their leader has had a death threat from someone, they don't know who, and they wanted Moraine to look forward in time and see basically who it is and if they succeed, so how he dies. Obviously, if they see that he dies because of this death threat, then they'll come find out who it is. Easy. Moraine refused, and she ran away. The Talons have been after her ever since. She's hiding out in Lone Hill under the protection of Duncan Stoneglow in the light of the Plains Hotel. That was a lot of words.
I like Moraine, but I think she missed an easy cash grab there.
Well, the point is...
yeah, I thought she could just say, "Oh yeah, this will happen."
You die of old age.
The point is, it's not really that easy. It's not the. I don't know if you've ever thought of how sort of divination works, Sam. But
no.
Personally, I like to sort of think of it as you don't necessarily. A lot of the time, a divination wizard doesn't choose when they have their visions. They just sort of
it comes
like like you'll see, like, for example, you saw that tower and suddenly you had a vision. You might see some really old pot and see some kind of other vision of something else. I don't know.
I see Mazzy go in with his sword and know that it's probably going to hurt.
And so, for example, when you use your portent ability in a fight, for example, and I think of it as you see this orc or whatever raise his sword, and then you kind of see into the future, and then you can turn the orc's natural 20 into a 3 because you can shout out to the guys, "Hey, above you," and then they dodge, and easy, fine. That's how I like to think of it. I don't know if you ever had another thing.
Yeah, and then the little shades come down, and the little flag, and it says "Thug Life."
Yeah, basically. So obviously,
a little tick next to the tally of how many things he's going to kill Gylndan with.
It's fine. I'm looking forward to the end.
So Moraine obviously it's not exactly as easy as just looking at him, looking into the future, seeing how he dies, or at least not for her, an exceptionally high level divination wizard could do, and she is quite high, but not quite that high. And yeah, so that kind of sucks for her. So they're after her because they don't believe her. They just think she's lying. So you guys are on your way to the capital to do that shit.
Yay.
On your way there, you will roll
matter
survival
at hand.
checks. And unfortunately, a lot of you failed, only passing one of them because Sam used one of his checks. I should have given Mazzy one more pass than he had, an automatic single pass, because you're traveling through his favoured terrain.
Oh yeah, I had a second one, didn't I? I added the
Are
second
you travelling through mountains?
No, I added a second
no.
one when I upgraded, which was woods, because I thought we travelled through
Which
woods
is-
all the time.
Ah.
But I completely forgot
So
about that.
technically, you should have passed one of them, but then I looked back through it, and it didn't matter because you passed one, failed one, and then failed the rest of them. Failed one, passed one, and then failed the rest of
It
them.
doesn't matter because you're still rubbish.
Didn't matter anyway. But there might
He
be some
failed
hidden
3
bonuses.
Before he got 2 successes, so he's
Yeah.
only had
Yeah.
2
So
successes.
exactly. So it wouldn't have really mattered. Otherwise, I might have said for Maz to roll him again right now. But who can be asked for that? Now, on your way there, you were ambushed by some ankegs, some strange insectoid creatures, and we will begin the session immediately with Oramis taking the first turn in combat. Go, Oramis. Kick some ass.
Well,
Oh yeah, you're also afraid of these creatures. Bear that in mind.
yeah.
Who wouldn't
Oh
be?
shit, giant bugs. Can I dismount from Chikara?
Yes, mounting and dismounting, I believe, costs half your movement.
Not for
Am I
me,
wrong?
it doesn't.
Not for you, because no.
Climbing? Don't I get climbing, swimming?
Oh
Something
yeah, I
like
guess it's not technically climbing though.
Well,
It
you're
is
climbing
mounting,
off her.
dismounting, mount a creature, or dismount. Doing so costs half your movement equal to half your speed. I'll say that it's half your movement and then half to get. So you only lose like 5 feet of movement.
Okay, and that's not an action, is it?
That isn't an action. No, that is just part of your movement.
Okay, I'm off Chikara. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to cast Minor Illusion around myself.
It is a
Okay.
5-foot cube.
Yeah.
So you'd be slightly.
I'm crouching
Taller than
down. I'm crouching
Okay.
down. And I'm going to make a rock appear around me. And I'll be
I
inside it.
thought you were going to go bush boy.
The old Fortnite bush boy. All right. So you are disguising yourself as a rock.
Mhm.
Obviously, they saw you do this, but they're also insects.
I
so
hope
I
they'll
guess
just
we'll
be
have to
more
see.
interested in the things that they see moving.
I mean, there is a massive animal right in front of them that looks rather tasty. So we'll see how that goes. Is that everything on your turn, Oramis?
Yeah.
Excellent. Mazzy, what you doing, my bro?
I mean, just whip out the bow because why not?
Yes.
For want of a better thing, I shall be targeting this one ahead of me.
That one ahead of you, yeah.
My hunter's mark.
So use your bonus action to place Hunter's Mark upon the creature. And yeah, go for it. Roll to hit.
Oh,
That doesn't hit, I'm afraid.
That was useless.
Your arrow. It's sort of So as it sort of like climbs out, and it can sort of see you prepare your
Mazzy's been
prepare your
nerfed.
arrow, and it's sort of whoosh, sort of
All he's here for is to
glides
hit
under.
stuff.
I mean, it's a bloody big target, and I've missed it.
It is a pretty big target, and yes, you have missed it.
Let's see if I miss again.
Fear.
Let's see if you see it. Yes, you do. Fuck.
We're gonna die. Can we do this again
That's-
tomorrow? Just call it quits today.
That's a 4 and a 2, so that's not great. Yeah, both arrows sort of. I guess maybe you could just say like the surprise of seeing this thing coming out of the ground and sort of writhing about as it sort of thing out of the ground. It's hard to sort of make sense of all the dirt being thrown up around the place and everything. You unfortunately miss your shots. The first Ankeg, is that everything on your turn, by the way?
Yeah.
Excellent. The Ankeg number 1, which is this top one here, is going to have a go. 5, 10, 15, and he's going to have a bit of an attack at Chikara.
Oh,
because
no.
it looks big, or she looks big and yummy.
Mazzy and Doc, you might want to get out of the way. Just get stampeded.
What's that, Rock Boy?
I just want to see, controlling amount. Any amount, you have 2 options. You can either control the amount to act independently. I'm trying to see, Sam, if you can do the thing to direct an attack at yourself instead of the mount. I'm not quite sure. If someone could have a read of the mounted rules and let me know, but I'm going to make...
I would guess not.
I would assume not as well, but that's a 10 to hit the first. That's 22 to hit second. That's 15 to hit third. Do any of them hit?
Sorry, I was reading the rules. Say that again.
10, 22, and 15.
I imagine the 15 and 22 hit. Yeah.
Let me just check.
It's 12 armor class, yeah.
Awesome. Well, not awesome. You're attacking.
Ben, you're a sadist.
I'm an asshole.
Get Peter on it.
It missed one of the claw attacks, so that's fine. Now I need to make.
I think I might have to make a strength saving throw. Or dexterity saving throw to see if I fall off or not.
Oh dear.
6, 12. Yes, you will do. So that's 6 plus 9, and then 9 plus 2 plus 3. 9 plus 2, 11 plus 3. 14! Could Chikara take 14 damage, please?
Oh, she's just going to look at this thing like, that all you got? That all you got?
And 4 acid damage.
Oh.
That's not very nice.
That is very nice.
So do I, because it attacked twice, do I make 2 dexterity saving throws?
Yes, please.
DC 10.
Because it hit you twice. DC 10.
Why are you making a dex save?
To see if you fall off.
If an effect
You're falling
moves
off.
your mount against its will while you're on it, you must make a dex save.
Never mind.
Is it not if you just get hit?
No.
No.
It's if the mount
Excellent.
is forcibly
You're still
moved.
on.
Okay, that's cool then. Never
Well,
mind.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You're still on top then.
Gucci.
Second one is going to go for Mazzy. So 5, 10, 15.
I don't think he's actually there.
That one misses.
Oh no, what a shame.
No, definitely misses. That
It's
one.
infectious.
17. Does a 17 hit? I can't remember if your thing is.
I actually can't
I
remember
think a
either. Let me have a
17.
look.
I think a 17
Yeah.
does hit. 'Cause
Yeah,
I think
does
it's
hit.
16.
I'm indeed a 16.
Excellent. So that is
No, not
2
excellent.
plus 4 plus 3. That is 7 damage,
I'll take that.
piercing damage, and 5 acid damage.
I won't take that.
As the bite attack seems to have a sort of acidic thing. So the top one sort of like pierced at Chikara. The first one missed. Chikara like instinctively moved, but the second attack with its big sort of claws and its bite hit, and you can see like the saliva from this thing seems to be acidic in some way, and it sort of burns away at some of the flesh. Same with the second Ankeg down the bottom. It sort of goes for Mazzy. Mazzy manages to duck out of the way, but then as he sort of ducked, as predicted, his next movement, gone for the bite. That will be all they can do at this time. In which case, it'll be Gylndan.
I thought
You are-
Chikara rolled higher than me on the deck. on initiative?
Because you are on top of Chikara,
Does she
goes
share
on-
my initiative? Okay.
she shares your initiative.
Rightio. So can I attack and then can Chikara attack?
Here's the thing. I don't think Chikara is an independent mount. I don't think
That's
elephants
fair.
are. A war elephant would be. She isn't. She's just like a regular horse. Like, she doesn't really know combat or anything like that. So, were you dismounted, she could do stuff. You mounting her, she can't.
Okay, I will dismount then.
That's fair. And now Chikara can go. After
Yeah,
you.
but it still acts like an animal.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. She's still.
So I have no rival, therefore I gain intelligence.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to fireball this thing.
Gonna fireball
man.
the one ahead of you.
Yeah.
Go for it. I'm guessing you're just getting the thing in
I'll
range.
do it behind. Yeah, do it behind it
Yeah.
so that it's just in
Yeah, that's
range.
fair.
No central on
What's the DC?
It is 14, I believe.
Oh, rolled a 13. Roll the damage.
But
Same fireball dex.
Yeah, Dex.
They have no dexterity modifier. Good to know.
25. That's
That's a
not bad.
2 1s.
That is 2 1s. That's kind of disappointing.
Oi,
but then a
and a
6,
six.
a 5. So that's 25 damage off this thing. That's pretty sweet. Your fireball sort of burns at its back, and you can see the fire just blazes over this thing's back, and its back is on fire for a brief second. As the heat sort of smolders over its hard shell on its back, and it screams and wails out in this sort of piercing voice. But it is still up for the minute. Anything else, Gylndan?
that's all my go.
Excellent. Chikara.
I think she would sort of fight back. There's not really anywhere to run, and it's not really her.
I imagine so, yeah. I mean, if you think it's sort of trapped, it'll activate some sort of defense.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
roll with Chikara.
Let me just take fucking 4 stamp. Oh, she's going to gore this thing because that just sounds interesting.
That's sort of like going at it. I sort of imagine that that's like going at it with the tusks, just ramming into these tusks. That definitely hits. Roll damage.
Oh lordy.
15, not bad.
Nice.
15 damage. That's 40. So you can sort of see Chikara goes at this thing with its back. However, as Chikara hits this thing, she seems to break some of its shell. And as she breaks its shell, acid sprays out everywhere.
Oh,
Can
yucky.
Chikara take 6 points of acid damage?
Alright. Shikara's not enjoying this.
Chikara is not enjoying this at all, no. What is
JJ, you look suspicious.
Yeah, I'm just reminded of a conversation Ben and I had during maybe last week sometime. I don't
JJ, have you been giving Ben shitty ideas again?
No, we were actually talking about a spell that could have done something cool, but I recognise an element of this that we potentially incorporated into that, and I don't know if it's part of the Anke's actual stat block or whether it's something Ben's homebrewed.
It's part of the Ankeg's actual stat block.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry.
Nothing to do with Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Nothing to do with Mike's Hard Lemonade, no. Dear God, no. Is that everything on Chikara's turn?
Yeah.
Cool. Doc.
I'm going to Sacred Flame the one in front of me.
Sacred Flame, the one in front of you.
Yeah.
What's the range on Sacred Flame? It's like 15, 20 feet.
Range on Sacred Flame. is 60 feet.
60 feet. Excellent. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
It does indeed.
Excellent. It has rolled a 4. How sad.
Get sacred
That's really good.
flamed.
For 8 damage.
Wow.
Nice.
Smite me down.
Your sacred flame pierces into this thing's side, sort of burning it with this radiant energy. Again, it sort of like wails out, but not that much. This doesn't like hurt that thing all too much. You can see some sort of acid like splash out from the sort of crack that you've made in the side of its shell, but there is no one there, sort of where you've hit it. So you're fine. Is that everything, Doc?
That is everything, yes.
Excellent. Oramis. Are you going to continue hiding as your rock?
I'm going to continue hiding as my rock, but I'm just going to saying to myself, right, I'm just going to be like, go away, fucking insects. But can I do that as vicious mockery?
I believe so, but that might get rid of your minor illusion.
As in, you want to do that because you're an ass?
Is minor illusion concentration?
Vicious mockery is a cantrip.
Is minor illusion concentration? No, even if it was concentration.
Yeah, only if they're both concentration, I would have thought.
Okay, then yeah, you can
just
do.
Happens for the duration, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the duration of minor illusion, by the way? I think it's a minute, isn't it?
Minor illusion, it is 1 minute.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah. So this thing needs to make a wisdom save, is it?
Oramis is a rock.
Hoping Mazzy can finish them up in that time.
Is this a wisdom save?
Question.
It is.
Can Oramis see out of his rock?
Yes.
Yes, because you can see. I'm assuming you can see like through your own illusion, sort of thing.
It's got like a mirror window.
You basically have to slide it across.
It's rolled 14.
Because obviously you can't see through the rock if you're like on the outside of it. So.
But I know that it's an illusion because I've cast it.
Yeah,
so.
but just because you know it's an illusion doesn't necessarily mean you can see through it.
We'll say for the minute he can, but we might have to look into that.
He's got like 2 little eyeball holes in the rock.
It's like Aang's. Is it Aang's fight against Ozai where he like makes a.
Where he makes that like big sort of rock.
A rock bit at the end.
Sort of rock thing. Roll for vicious mockery. Nice. It's failed the charisma save because it's 15, and that's 6 damage to this one.
I'm assuming that I can't use sneak attack as well. No, because it's got to be ranged or finesse, doesn't it? Sneak attack. No.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
That's a shame.
Vicious mockery. So it's failed vicious mockery, so it has disadvantage on what
next turn.
For the next turn?
Like an attack, is it?
Attack rolls.
I think so. Let me just double check the spell. Yeah, disadvantage on next attack.
Excellent. So yeah, this one's got disadvantage on the next attack. Nice job. Next up, Mazzy.
Right, I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
That will be an attack of opportunity.
Well, really?
Yeah, because if you think so, it's within. You're there. It is within these 4 squares.
Right.
As a problem with using circular things, I'll keep that in mind for the future. But if you sort of think that it's within these 4 squares, so that would be an attack of opportunity. That's my bad. I'll let you redo that if you would like.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20. I can technically go there, just so then we have the opportunity at some point to get a flank.
Yes, it'd be 5, 10.
It's going to poop
I
acid
don't
on
really
you.
want to attack it. I know. What? attacking opportunity, or just I'm going to get acid on me every single time I attack?
I mean, you can take the disengage action to move further. Well, you can take the disengage action to use whatever movement you've got left to move away from it. But
before I take my attack.
No, that's instead of your attack.
That's instead of your attack.
Okay. Well, for now, I'm just going to attack it because why not?
Okay,
Probably going to get the acid damage, but let's go for it.
That does hit. Roll damage.
Good.
Your hunter's marks on it as well, so roll that.
It is.
Nice. That's 9 and 5. So that's 28 damage. And can you take 2 acid damage?
That's better.
That is slightly better.
And I'll probably get high acid damage on this one. What?
Is it vulnerable to piercing then?
It's not vulnerable to piercing, no.
Then why is it taking 28 damage?
What do you mean? Why is it taking 28 damage?
You said it took 28 damage.
Oh right, no, that's how much damage it has taken so far.
Oh right, it's just because that's double 14, and I was like, it's been doubled that or something.
Right, no.
Sorry, that's me being confused because it's coincidental.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to do the same thing again.
You're going to do the same thing again. Go for it.
And
that
not do very well.
Unfortunately, doesn't hit. I'm afraid.
Well, at least I don't get covered in acid.
At least you don't get covered in acid. Yeah. So the first one, you sort of pulled out your dual sword. It's sort of tried to jab at you with one of its claws. You've slashed away the claw, causing a bit of this acidic sort of green, biley blood to spray over you, causing a bit of acid damage. Second attack, however, doesn't quite hit as it's flailing about, sort of in pain from you slashing at it. Is that everything, Mazzy?
Yes.
Excellent. Then it is the Ankeg's turn. Ankeg number 1 up here is going to make an attack roll against Shakara because it's big and meaty. 17 plus that's 22 to hit. I'm guessing that hits. Yeah. 11 plus 5 is 16.
Yeah.
And a natural 1 on the bite. Excellent. So that's 2. If both claws hit, make a dex save, will be knocked prone, but that's up for medium creatures. So that is 4. That's 2 plus 8. 14.
I learned something interesting about
plus.
natural ones this week.
Can Chikara take?
Sorry, go on then.
What was that?
I learned something interesting about natural ones.
Can Chikara take 17 damage?
If you roll a natural 1 on an ability check, you can still pass if you make the DC through your modifiers. If you roll a natural 1 on an attack,
You can indeed.
regardless of what
You fail no matter what.
yeah, exactly. Which I thought was mildly interesting. So
it is mildly
natural
interesting.
ones on attacks, watch out.
Yes, so can Chikara take 17 points of damage. That is including the acid damage. So you're alright there. As this thing just sort of goes ahead with its pincers, I guess. And this one, seeing that it's got Mazzy alone, it's going to have a bit of a go at Mazzy as well.
I think I'm going to take the disengage next time.
That's 10 plus 5, 15. That doesn't hit. That's a 4 plus 5, 9. Doesn't hit. And finally, a 5 plus 5, 10. Doesn't hit. So the first one, only the first one hits. Lucky you, eh? That's 5 plus 1, 6 plus 3, 9. Could you take 9 damage, please, Mazzy?
How many how many attacks does it get?
It gets 3. 2 with its claws, 1 with its bite.
Yum.
Om nom 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 nom.
How much was it again, sorry? 9.
9 damage. Fortunately, no acid damage, as you sort of you see this thing sort of like pinch at you with its claws. Only one of the claws manages to sort of cut your arm, and when it goes for its bite, it just sort of like gnashes at you, and you can see it just like catches its own teeth or it's like its own tongue or something like that, and it hurts itself in an attempt of an attack, and that'll be both Ankeg's turn, unless this one now moves 5, 10, just to get away from
go away from me. I'm trying to run away. I'm not trying to draw it away.
You did a good job.
Chikara. Chikara.
She's looking a little bit up, but she's not quite running away yet, so she's going to hit it with another attack.
Go for it. Roll that.
I've seen in the bottom that you can change who you roll with, so this should come up as Chikara. Yeah.
Hey.
15, and I'll tell you what, that does just hit.
Lovely.
Just.
28. Oh.
Fucking hell.
Lethal.
Alright, yeah. How does Chikara kill the Ankeg?
Well, they're starting to piss her off a little bit because it's just hitting her a lot, so just charges it, gores it on her tusk, and then as it sort of goes through her body, or his body, and then it just sort of dies.
And as it just sort of dies,
Oh god.
you can see that it's just sort of like lying there limply on the floor, and there's this sort of bubbling sensation from within.
Oh dear.
I
don't think there is.
5, 10. Can you and Chikara please make dexterity saving throws?
And if you kill my fucking elephant. Yeah.
How much health? Chikara will make death saves, to be fair. And
Yeah.
can be healed by Thingy's healing. So it's
Or
fine.
docs.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he'd just offer a handshake and then inflict wounds, but
That's funnier every time you say it.
dex save.
So you have been an asshole.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to replace that with a 17.
You can replace that with
Yeah.
17. All right.
And then Chikara's dex save. Dex is not her strong point.
But she also gets a 17. You've both passed. You both only take
Only take.
2 plus 5 plus what was 2? 5 plus 8 is 11 plus 2 is 13. Half of 13 is 6. Take 6 damage.
Nice.
As the Ankeg, sort of from its multiple wounds that Chikara has given it. Also, I forgot to do this. Can Chikara also take an extra 5 damage for the acid that gets poured on her
this
when
acid needs to piss off.
It does need to piss off. But yes, that is the Ankeg dead, and as it dies, you can see it sort of bubbling away, and out from all the cracks in its hardened shell and the wounds that it's pierced just sprays out this mass of acid. Almost just like like back in the days of Call of Duty when you had that ability that when you died you drop a frag grenade, like that, but acid, and it's not a frag grenade.
So not like that at all.
So not like that at all. No. Gylndan, it is now your turn.
So I'm going to just look at what Chikara's done. And I thought she was quite cute up to this point. She's actually a bona fide murderer. And then I'll see that Mazzy's in a bit of distress. And I'll go help my boy out. 5, 10.
I think I'm going to die next round.
20. I'll go here. Which might not be the best idea, but I've done it now. And I will. What to do. I'm going to try and do a hypnotic pattern. So I'm going to do a cube. It's a 30-foot cube.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do that so that that thing's enveloped in the pattern, but not Mazzy.
Okay.
So it just appears for a moment and then vanishes, and he's got to make a wisdom saving throw, and on a failed save he becomes charmed for the duration.
Wisdom saving throw on a failed save becomes charmed for the duration. It has rolled 14.
Oh, 14 is my save. So does that
That does
pass?
unfortunately pass.
Ah, joke. Alright, fair enough.
Rolled a 13 and just passed, I'm afraid. Sort of like you try and cast a spell, but it's just like you just see it like shaking its head like viciously, trying to like get rid of the effects. It's too hard to sort of keep control of, I'm afraid. What does a hypnotic pattern even do?
So
I
it
think
would
you
be
used it
charmed
before,
for a
but I
minute,
Right. Okay.
so we'd all just bash it to death.
Fair enough. Is that everything, Glyndon?
Yeah. I'm gonna weep.
Cool. Doc, you're up.
Probably just no action. I think everyone's like, they've kind of got this covered, and Doc's like, he's pretty exhausted. He had no sleep, and he feels pretty shitty about what he did yesterday. So
He feels shitty about hurting the person, so now he's not going to help his friends. Excellent.
Thank you.
Asshole
the
level
DM.
increases.
I definitely didn't need any healing. It's
DM.
fine.
come over
The
to
DM guilt trip.
come over to Oramis. Comfort,
Can you-
words of comfort from his.
Words of comfort. Oh,
From
roll me a
inside
charisma check.
You don't want these words of comfort. Why would you do this to them?
For the fun
Oh,
of
that's a 14.
it,
That's all
they're
right, then.
moderate. Oramis, you're moderately comforted. Still, I don't know. I guess still as a rock. Like, he's like, it's gonna be okay, Oramis, and you're like, oh no, it is from in here. That's fine. Is that everything, Doc?
Yes.
Oramis, you're up. You have been comforted.
Do you feel comforted?
I'm trying to embolden him into the fight.
Same again. Fucking insects, go away. Vicious.
Vicious mockery. It needs to make a saving throw. That's wisdom is 14. Rolls a 14 again. Your save is 15, so it does pass. It takes 3 points of wisdom damage.
Luke, your damage output
One.
is unreal.
And unfortunately,
I'm the heavyweight of the group.
When are you using sneak attack and fighting properly, you are.
Not when you're being a
face
pussy. You're hiding
disadvantage.
Oramis
He will
hates
face
insects.
disadvantage on this next turn.
I like to imagine
That he
that's
does.
Mazzy shouting across the field.
Mazzy, you're up.
Well, I think I'm going to die here, but oh well. I'm going to try and disengage
Yep.
to try and basically move as far away as possible. I haven't actually counted it. That's actually there, but obviously I'm now going to get attacked.
No, disengage stops you getting attacked.
Oh, does it? Oh,
But it
okay.
means
Well, I
you
will not
then
get.
Yeah.
can't attack.
So-
I'm going to stay over here and not
Yeah.
die.
Excellent.
Wow. So
Mazzy sort of like ducks beneath some of its sort
Run
of
away.
fainting attacks and things, and just fucking pegs it. This thing is clearly quite creepy, and that's perfectly fine because hey, things are creepy.
It's more
Anything else, Mazzy?
just too acidic for me.
That's fair. That's pretty fair. Anything else, Mazzy?
Just get my bow out ready for the next round.
Cool. It's going to go to next. It's his turn, and seeing that you've sort of run away, it can't be fucked. It's going to turn around at the squishy
Correct.
little wizard. 5, 10. That is a 13. Needs to roll with disadvantage. 13. Does a 13 hit, Sam?
Yes. I would, if you could just say it hits from now on, because it gives you a chance to use shield. Because I
Right,
don't think
okay.
I'm not supposed to know the roll.
What
'cause
is your-
I can't know film.
What is your AC? 12.
12, yeah.
I'll keep that in mind. So the next one hits, doesn't hit with disadvantage. Next one would hit and would hit, even with disadvantage. So that's 1 hit. That's 2 hits.
Can I use
There we are.
shield on the second hit?
What does it raise your AC by?
5? I don't like that faith.
That would no 5. Yes, that would do it. For some reason, my head shield was 3, but 5 would actually do it. It rolled 16, and you've got an AC of 12. Yeah, that works. So
beautiful.
you've only got the first one, so that's 4 plus 4 plus 3 is 11. Yeah, that is only then 11 damage with a claw attack. That's and because it's the only thing that's sort of been alive yet to use this, or been alive enough to use it, it's going to use its bonus action to... No, it's not. Yes, it is. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw again, Gylndan?
Oh.
You're fine. You on
dexterity is my passion.
10, 16. Can you take 8 acid damage?
8 acid damage?
Yes.
Oh.
As you sort of see this thing, so it goes for you with the first attack. The second attack just blatantly misses, and the third attack with his bite goes in for your shield. And a bit like it did with that zombie, it just face plants into this shield as it goes to bite you, and then it sort of just stands there looking quite bewildered. And you can just see it sort of like contract itself, just like almost like it sort of goes a little bit more red, and you can just see it contract itself, and throughout 5 feet all around it, this acidic sort of blood just squeezes out everywhere. It's quite horrible and gross.
I imagine we all look like shit after this fight.
You probably do.
We're going to be scarred for life.
Yeah.
This looks fine.
It's covered in acid burns and all sorts of stuff. And that'll be all it can do. That is all it can do. Chikara.
Yeah, she's quite badly hurt, so she is gonna just retreat a little bit. I can't actually move her token, Ben.
Oh, can you not?
No.
I will fix that right now. There you go.
Yeah, she's just gonna retreat round the corner. Just a bit scared.
Poor Chikara. Is that everything on her turn?
Yeah.
Your turn.
I'm also going to retreat.
Things looking fairly healthy.
Yes. I will disengage. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, I'll disengage and no, hang on. What's useful here? I'm going to Misty Step. How high is this bit at the side?
The bits at the side are about 15 feet high.
15 feet high. Could this thing attack me while I'm up there?
No.
Okay, I'm going to Misty Step up there.
Nice.
Just go here. Just have a little sit down.
Have a little sit down.
Everyone else is not taking part in the combat, so you might as well just go do your own fucking thing.
That's fair. Doc, you're left alone. Unless there's anything else you wanted to do, Sam. That was your action and bonus action.
There's a bonus, but I don't have anything else to do. So
that's fair enough. Yeah. So you see Sam step back into this cloud of mist and just appear suddenly up the top, like, "Ha! Can't get me now, motherfucker," or whatever Gylndan would suitably say. Doc, you and Oramis are left down here with an ankeg.
I'm going to pull out a dagger, and I run up to it, and I try and jump on top of it.
What?
You're going to try
and jumping?
Jump on top of it?
Yeah, like jump and like scrabble onto its back.
Make me... Oh, what check would that be? That's I want to say that's sort of like grappling it. So I want to say for ease of purpose, that would just be a straight strength check. I guess athletics, but they're both the same thing.
Yes. I just need to remember what. I think I'm rolling with disadvantage.
You make roll for disadvantage on ability checks, yes, because you are exhausted.
Yeah, I'm just making sure. 1 sec. No, that's my sheet. So am I rolling athletics?
Yes.
That's a 16.
There's a 16. I don't know what the DC was, because I have no idea. So I guess it would just roll a contested check against your check to see whether it sort of lets you, like whether it can move out of the way. I mean, that would beat its AC, so I guess, but I'm going to do it anyway. It rolled 7. So yeah, you're on its back. Good job.
Excellent.
You're on its back. I'll say you still have an action.
Very athletic for a big fella.
Very athletic for a big fella indeed. What would you like to do on its back?
I'm gonna like gripping on with one hand, and I'll just stab it with the other one because I got this little dagger out. So.
Okie dokie. Yeah. Roll to hit with the dagger. 17 definitely hits. Roll the damage. 5 piercing damage.
Stab.
Stab.
I can imagine you stab a little hole in it and then this acid just comes out.
Yeah, you take 4 acid damage as you sort of it's got quite a hard shell on the back, and you're holding on to some of the cracks that have been made in the indents between it, and you just like lift it up, stab into it. 4. And yeah, as you stab in, this bit of acid just comes up and like goes like over your armor, sort of on your chin, side of your face, or something like that. Having to wipe it off. It's a little bit gross.
Oof.
This thing is pissed off with you, most specifically. But yeah, you are now on it. If I bring to front, you're on its back.
Yeah, I didn't want to put myself underneath it because when I moved, I couldn't.
Good job. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you're on its back, and you've hurt it a little bit. Anything else, Doc? Don't think that would be. I mean, you still technically got movement, but.
Well, I guess it's my movement, some movement to get up there, and I'm not going to get off. So no. Oh, actually.
Why don't you try?
Can I use my bonus action to attack it again with my dagger? Because I've made, or like, can I use my bonus action to attack it again with my fist as like an offhand attack?
Is an offhand attack a?
Because anyone can make an
I
offhand
think
attack
that
as
only
a bonus attack.
You can,
action, as long as you attack with a.
But that's with 2 weapons.
Yeah, but I haven't got a weapon, so can I just not punch it?
I would argue no, because then anyone could just, as long as you got like a one-handed weapon, could just punch it in the face. You know what? Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
It's your
I'm gonna
bonus
allow it.
action to do, and I can't remember what an unarmed strike is, but it's like 1 plus
It's
strength.
It's 1 plus strength. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know what? Roll to hit with your fist. Just a straight strength.
11. I missed.
Doesn't hit anyway. You sort of go to hit it. I'd probably say like on its back you would hit, but you're so exhausted that you just like you can't hit it strong enough to break through its sort of hard backed shell. It doesn't like you being on its back. Anything else, Doc?
No, that's now action, bonus action and movement.
Excellent. We go to the top of the round. Oramis.
Am I still in my rock?
Yes, it has currently been 18 to 30, somewhere between around 18 seconds of combat, if you sort of think of it in game
this is the
time.
Round?
Right, okay, so it's actually been
24 seconds.
maths. 24 seconds, that's it.
So you've still got another 36 seconds inside this rock if you want it.
Yeah, Doc's actions have actually. Doc's actions have terrified me. You know, he tried to comfort me. That was a weird thing. I didn't really get it.
I thought we had something.
So I'm just going to sit there and not attack.
You're putting this on me.
What an efficient fighting unit we are.
And that was then like, I need to come up with a lot of session for after this quick combat encounter right at the beginning. But we're there like, no, let's make this combat.
I thought you'd have this thing dead. Jesus.
I think you always overestimate or underestimate the amount of fanning about we do.
But then I also also underestimate how most of the time I throw you up against something that I think might, stand a decent chance of killing you all, and then you come around and knock it about. This time you're all pissing off doing your own thing. It's funny as fuck. I love it.
It's the acid attack. I hate it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bigger pansy in this group. I don't need to point out who it is.
That's true.
That's true. You were going to say
was it Older Red Dragon where you thought he was quite a good boss and you slapped him in like 2 or 3 turns?
Yeah.
No, we slapped him down in like 4 rounds.
Well, no, see, the thing about that was, canonically, it was kind of cool, because it was like, you guys are so ready to be Guardians that you just slapped this, absolutely slapped this dude. But on the other hand, I spent like an hour trying to figure out that guy's stuff, and you whacked him in like half that time.
Bring him back at some point, why not?
I'll bring him back at some point, and you can all have another go, and we'll see. I'll bring him back. But I'll buff him a bit, and you can all have another go at him. I shouldn't have told you that.
I'm gonna have a go if you think you're hard enough.
So Oramis is doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say you're sitting within your rock, absolutely petrified of these big insects, hoping that they haven't seen you? Mazzy,
The bow is out.
the bow is out.
Firing.
Don't hit me.
The bow is firing.
Oh my lord.
Oh my word!
The bow's not firing very well.
The bow is not firing very well.
Is Mazzy the one that's afraid?
I think that acid's
Would you
got
like
to
to
me.
fire
Like,
again?
it's on my arm. I can't quite pull my.
Yeah, we can
Look through
probably
that
say
as well.
that sort of bite attack that it did is making it hard to like keep up the bow. Roll again if you would
It
like
actually melted
to...
half your bow away, you just haven't noticed yet.
If you wanna,
Yeah, the string's actually gone.
This
It
thing,
just
like,
does.
thing. You're just throwing the arrows at this point.
Oh, that's a bit better.
I dropped my thing. That is a bit better. That does hit. Roll damage.
Does that hit?
Yeah.
Ben frozen.
Yeah,
I knew he
that
said.
hits. Roll damage.
Cool.
10. Not bad. 12. Could be better.
Could have done better with 100
Hole.
more.
12. That's... Yeah, your arrow sort of pierces straight into this thing's sort of like neck, just a fleshy bit between the hardened shell. Hurts it quite a bit, screams a bit, still up. Anything else, Mazzy?
That is all. As a bonus action, can I do Cure Wounds on myself?
No. Cure Wounds is an action.
That's an action. Okay, fine. Then that's all.
Okie dokie. Ankeg. JJ, can you make a DC 13 strength saving throw?
Strength save, you say?
Yes. Strength
Would that
save.
be a disadvantage?
That should be a disadvantage.
Is that an ability? Is it an ability check though?
No, it's not a disadvantage because at 3rd level exhaustion you get disadvantage on attack and saving throws.
Oh.
So no,
So I get-
congratulations,
I get
you're not
minus
thinged. Excellent. It's still going to attack you on its back. Probably it can't use its bite attack.
Can
Which
you
is-
bite your own back?
It can't like turn its head and bite you. Yeah, it can't like turn its head and bite you, but it can sort of try and whack you with its claws on its back. So I'll roll for those. That's a 24. I'm assuming that hits.
Yeah, that hits.
That's 24 and 9. So the first one would hit for 5 plus 6. That's 11 plus 3 is 14 damage with its claw. And seeing as it can't use its bite attack, none of them have had to do this before, it's going to move 5, 10,
Oh no!
15,
Look, you've come off.
20, 25,
Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi.
30.
What?
You're the only one around it, my dude. And it's going to use its final attack to bite. Mazzy.
Yay.
11 plus 5, 16. That just hits, doesn't it?
Yeah, that I have 16, yeah.
Oh,
You got that far
6
away so that it wouldn't
damage
do this,
plus
and it's still
2.
doing it.
8.
Yeah.
That's 8 damage, please, Mazzy. In
I
total,
suppose I can take that as it's only got 1 attack on me.
indeed.
Did you stay still on the
I
last
like to
turn?
imagine as it's sort of like
Sorry?
Did you stay still on your last turn?
Yeah.
You could have if you'd moved 5 feet away.
I didn't think it would be coming after me.
Now you're.
it still
Yeah.
would have got to you. But hey,
How far can they go? What's their speed?
40.
Oh, interesting.
I would have to go on a bit further.
I'm
away.
using a slightly revamped version because the original iron cakes are boring as fuck. It's just
Okay.
claw, bite, acid glob. That's pretty much it. And the reaction. That did its turn. Gylndan, you're up. Well, Chikara, actually.
Chikara, Chikara's just going to stay there. She's really not interested. She's going to take one look at Oramis and go, I like that man's plan.
That's fair. Then you're up, Gylndan. Go for it.
Just get to the edge of this bit and do some sniping.
Do some snippety sniping.
I'll hit him with a level 3 magic missile, because
Go for it.
why not? So that's 5 darts. 1,
That is
2, 3, 4, 5.
9. That's 5, 9, 14.
18.
18. You fire your magic missiles into. Well, how do you kill the second Ankeg?
Oh my god.
So I'd like to imagine Doc's on its back, and he's going to stab, and then these holes just appear in its back. Don't quite hit Doc, but just go around him, and then it goes down. And I hear both of them just say that still only counts as one.
That is fair enough. Doc, can you make me a Dex saving throw, please? Oh, and Mazzy, can you make me a Dex save as well?
I did it, Ben. I made a save.
You did do it. You failed. Mazzy passed.
I've seen Doc pass that.
You've seen Doc pass that.
Yeah.
Have you? Yes, you have. So that's
A less than 17 doesn't pass. But
7. So that's 7, 10. Could you both take 5 points of damage then? As it sort of just explodes with the damage. Done.
what are you on, Matt?
Ankeg.
5?
Oh, so am I. Join the club.
Good thing you
Oh,
passed that
you're.
Yeah.
Good thing. And a good thing Sam passed the used this thing to pass the survival thing. Oh, there might have been another one. So good for you. Good for you guys. The combat has ended. What would you like to do?
Oramis would like to walk out of his boulder like nothing happened.
I imagine he's sort of walking out like this, just like firmly looking up.
Not making eye contact with anybody.
I was more thinking
thanks.
he's not looking at the pancakes.
Thanks, can I just not magic missile. Can I just magic missile Oramis? Can I just misty step like directly in front of Oramis just to scare him a bit, and then
Yeah.
just say, "What are you playing at?"
Yeah. So you misty step, magically sort of appearing in this veil of smoke in front of Oramis.
Oh.
Uh,
I don't make the deck save. Oramis falls over.
Oramis, you're now prone.
Are you going to respond, or are you just going to fall over?
What did you say?
What are you playing at?
What do you mean? He says from the floor.
What do you mean? I was going to point at the big bug with my staff and say, I mean that thing.
Those are some big bugs.
Oh, forget it. Forget it. See you later. I'm just gonna go get Chikara and crack on. Not wait for Oramis to get up. I hope he remains prone for another half an hour. I might even bestow curse him to do that. No, joking.
So I have the movement to catch up with you.
That's sweet. Not if you're cursed, mate.
I will dish out some healing.
Thank you, Doc.
Excellent.
I could do with a bit over here.
Once we're all back together, I will channel divinity and give 15 HP to Mazzy and 15 to Gylndan.
Thank you very much.
Excellent.
That can only take you up to half. Though. Can't take you above half. Actually, no, 15 Mazzy, 10 Gylndan, 5 Chikara.
Excellent. Good job. You killed some big bugs.
Ben, I took some health off Chikara, and before realising that you hadn't filled in the hit point maximum, so I've just gone with what the standard elephant one was, which is 76. I think that's what it was before.
Yeah,
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
Gucci.
Gucci indeed. Is there anything you particularly want to do here, or are we going to move on?
Just carry on walking.
I don't have
Let's move on.
Whichever way we
Yeah, go on.
down the
Carry
road,
on walking as if
Doc
nothing
will
happened.
Carry on trudging on his little dwarf feet.
You'd be heading in the direction of so the Ankeg and Oramis and Doc and Mazzy down below. So you're sort of going in that direction.
is
You
that
continue.
a good time is that a good time for a break? Or?
Yeah. If everyone wants to have a break there, we can. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
good a spot as any.
Cool.
Let's jump back in. So, you finished the fight with the Yankees, swiftly moving on as you hear other things prowling in the trees, hearing the combat that ensued earlier on. Other creatures, and because some of you were fairly weak and wounded, you decided to move swiftly on. If you think that you guys were, and you sort of that all happened somewhere around here, so you are now nearing the end of the hills here. Night begins to fall, it begins to get quite dark, and you decide to make camp up upon one of the hills on a within a hedgehog, a small clump of trees, small sort of dense clump of trees. Pretty good protection from the weather as the clouds begin to turn quite dark and grim. And also you've got a bit of high ground so that you can sort of look down and survey the area. We will do nightfall things like we did before. So is anyone going to be taking watch, or are you just going to wing it?
To take the first watch.
Okie dokie. Then, if everyone goes to sleep and you take the first watch, can you roll me a d12 and a perception check?
A d12 and a perception check. Interesting.
Everybody is frozen for me. I must apologise.
13 on the perception check and 7 on the d12.
This fucking thing.
You're frozen for us, Ben.
Yeah.
Oh, you're back now, then.
Yeah, I was frozen for you guys, but I'm happily back. You rolled a 7 and a perception check, so nothing seems to happen upon your night of watching. You sit by the fire, contemplating the past couple of days. You're pretty wiped by now, probably. You might be able to just hear like a couple of people just trying to edge in a couple more miles through the night before it gets too late. Just walking in the road below you. You are still sort of on this side road, so it does seem a bit strange. People are sort of walking along the side road this late at night, but whatever, they don't do any harm. You watch as they cross by. Whoever's taking the next watch, roll me a d12 and a perception check.
I'm not going to wake anyone up. Doc's going to sit there through the night.
You're not going to wake anyone up.
Not going to wait. Yes, unless someone happens to wake up.
Fair enough.
Just sit there and take the watch.
Nice.
You're going to be very tired.
Would anyone else wake up to relieve his watch, or are you just going to sleep through the night, I guess?
I'm going to sleep my way through.
I feel like Gylndan would wake up. He's quite vigilant. So I'd say,
fair enough.
Doc, you look like you need a swap, my man. I don't know why he's from the streets. Dokrumir, you look a little bit like you could do with some rest and some TLC, my friend.
Rose?
I mean, obviously he looks like shit at this point, but he's just going to be like, nah, I'm fine, I'm alright. Like,
I don't think so.
trying to just, like, flag it and know he knows he looks like shit, but...
Well, if you insist, I'll stay up with you.
Okay.
Excellent. So, either of you, I don't care who, roll me a d12 and a perception check.
Does Jojo get disadvantage on it?
Yeah. Yeah, because
Okay,
I rolled a 12
I'll
and a
roll it.
13.
Yes.
What? Roll a d12 and a perception check.
Yes. D12 for a potential random encounter, and the perception check to see if you notice it, if it happens. Again, nothing seems to happen on your watch. It's at this point you can sort of see a couple of, like a murmuration of birds sort of appearing over the sky. The moon is pretty bright right now. It's pretty up in the sky. It sort of lights the area around you. The quite large expanse of hills. In the distance, you can probably see the lining of the tree line of the forest around here, ready to enter the capital. Gylndan, you probably recognize this area fairly well from living in a village somewhere around this area. So you kind of know what to look out for. Who would go next in terms of Pardon?
Are we taking off days?
When
Oramis ain't waking up.
Yes.
it depends
Yeah.
when Gylndan like happens to wake up, I would assume sort of he's waking up sort of as a natural rhythm. That's going to happen like reasonably near the morning. So I guess it's like Gylndan's done 1 watch and Doc's done 3. That's all I'm thinking. Oh.
1 second. I'm frozen very, very badly. 1 second.
Oh.
Oh dear.
I should be back now. And things are already looking better. You were saying, JJ, sorry, I didn't hear any of that. Cause it was
I think
all
Doc hasn't woken anyone
jittery
up.
and
He's trying
stuff.
to take the watch all by himself. So I'm guessing if Glyndon's waking up sort of when he would naturally wake up, he's effectively coming in to have the last one, because normally we do like 4 sets of watches. So,
Yeah.
So Glyndon had the last one with Doc, I would assume,
Okay.
before effectively breakfast.
Oh, okay.
I thought I'd woken up for
alright.
the second one because you haven't told anyone that you want to do all of them.
Yeah, because you would do
Well,
4.
the way I sort of
I mean,
in my head, the way a watch would work would be one person will be up, they would watch until their time, then they wake someone up who's asleep, because no one's gonna like go to sleep for the night and then happens to wake up after like 3 hours or 2 hours or whatever it is.
I'll set an alarm on my phone.
When I set an alarm, I always get up before it. So if I know I've got something to get up for, I tend to get up for it. So I feel like it would be kind of similar here,
Yeah,
possibly.
but that's after having a full night's sleep.
Also, if we do it in quite a bit, not always, but
true. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as
Not
much.
really, there's nothing happening.
I'm happy to have you take the. I'm happy to have you take the last 2 watches yourself. So 2 watches have happened thus far. You'll still have to
Is it-
roll.
at the end
However
of my
many
watch,
people are there, 4 rolls of the night need to be watched.
Okay, so
at the end of my watch, I'm going to just hit Oramis on the leg and say it's time you put in some legwork.
Luke's now frozen.
Fair enough. Is Luke frozen for everyone else, or is it just me? Yeah,
Huh?
Luke is now unfrozen.
Ooh.
Glyndon taps you on the leg to wake you up, tells you to put in a bit of leg work to take the next watch.
Ah, you asshole.
Roll me a d12 and a perception check, Oramis.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's a 12. We get attacked by 12 wolves.
That is a 12. Once again, your watch goes quite peacefully. Dokrumir is looking dire. But yeah, your watch seems to just go quite calmly, quite peacefully. You're looking out upon your surroundings. It's quite a fairly serene night, but just as your watch is sort of starting, some small dribble of rain might come down. Begins to sort of lightly rain over the landscape and over Ambyr. Who would take the last watch? I'm guessing you'd probably wake up Mazzy,
To stay awake and
as he has.
I'm happy to
watch.
watch. Yeah. Or just looking at Doc like, just get to sleep, mate.
I think he's probably just fallen asleep. Like
Yeah.
he's spending all the time trying to stay awake and he just falls asleep.
Fair enough. Mazzy, roll me a d12 and a perception check for the final random encounter. You lucky bastards. And a perception check.
Yeah.
Although from me saying you lucky bastards, you can probably tell once again nothing happens. Your watch is fairly quiet. Dokrumir, when you eventually fall to sleep, your mind immediately comes to a dream once more. You are sent back to this great sort of. You are sent back to this great.
Is that where you're trying not to sleep?
Plain of this sort of big field surrounded by an ocean. This time, however, the last time it was sunny, bright, gleaming. This time it is dark, rainy, windy, quite dire. The hill is there once more, and knowing from what happened last time, you begin to climb, and you climb for seemingly hours and hours on end, making no progress as you continue to go up the hill. It becomes harder and harder and harder and steeper to eventually the point where it begins to rain. Thunder clouds loom over, and thunder strikes just ahead of you. In the startling of thunder and lightning clapping and striking just ahead of you, you fall down the hill. As you fall, vines begin to grow out of the ground, covered in thorns, like you're falling and tumbling through barbed wire itself. By the time you eventually reach the ground, your body is cut, bruised, and bloody. You lie looking up into the ground, realizing you are now in the eye of the storm. A thunderbolt shoots from above, and instead of striking you, it strikes what is next to you, your hammer. When you wake, you realize your hammer no longer has the dim glow of light that it used to have. Apollo has taken the magic from your hammer. You no longer have a magical hammer.
Oh.
Take away the magical properties and the detect good and evil from your hammer, as Apollo is rather mad at you. However, you would know that Apollo, above most gods, knows that people are people. People have emotions, and those emotions can often get in everyone's way. And through repentance and asking for forgiveness and outweighing your bad deeds with good ones, you can once again gain his grace.
Got some parole.
But you all wake up. Chikara especially seems quite awake from last night. She got a very, very good night's sleep after sort of being attacked and having to exert herself to gore these ankegs to death. But you wake up and you continue along the road. You find yourselves now in this forest. Unless there's anything actually anyone wants to do in the morning of the place.
No.
It's not updated for me. Have you put anything on screen, Ben, or is it still the map?
No, it's still the map. It's still just the map.
How good a rest is that?
For you, terrible.
For you, I would say, so you said you fell asleep around the third. So it was on the third thing when Oramis woke up, you said that you fell asleep. And if you think everyone's watch is something hours, about 3 to 4 hours, anywhere sort of in between that.
4 hours,
I'd
then.
probably argue that is for you. Not 4. Yeah, that would be 16 hours in a day between us. Yeah, around 2 hours.
Sure.
You've had about 4 hours rest.
Does it make
Long.
or is it still just a short rest?
I would say it makes long. You are still on. No, you're not on exhaustion anymore.
Yeah, I just need to know whether or not.
Actually, no. I'm going to say because it's a long rest, so you can restore things, but you still have a level of exhaustion because it wasn't the full 8 hours. I'll give you that one.
Gel then with the definition of because that's how you clear exhaustion.
Long. No, it doesn't. That doesn't really go. Yeah. Fuck it. Just say you've cleared your exhaustion then. You are fine.
He was angling to try and stay awake through the night, so Andy had a terrible, terrible nightmare.
Yeah, fuck it. If you're alright with that, then yeah. Let's go. Let's go. You
I'll take it either way.
gain the effect of a gain the effect of a short rest then. Go for it. But because you did have a little bit of a sleep, don't gain the effects of level 2 exhaustion. I'll give you that much. So Doc is healed 8 HP. Why are you rolling 3 hit dice?
Because I'm healing with 3 hit dice. You can.
I thought you only healed with 1.
You can roll as many hit dice as you want.
I didn't know
You
this.
get half. I think it's something like you get half your expended hit dice back per long rest or something like that.
See, I thought you only just got one hit
No,
dice
so you
on
don't
a short rest.
automatically get all your hit dice back on a long rest. Also, everyone has moved on my screen.
Right.
Why have all your faces moved?
I had to leave, and I'm now on my phone for the call
Right.
because my internet cut out.
I see.
No.
So can we get to the capital in
You're
a day?
once again awake. Yes. You, Gylndan, you would definitely know that this is. I mean, you're here. Capital is here. If you think it's about 8 o'clock in the morning, you think you'll probably be there by about 3 or 4.
Nice.
Obviously, depending on how things will go and things like that. But you figure you can probably get to the capital in a decent amount of time. You head immediately through the forest, and this is when Mazzy sort of snaps on, realizing that he needs to make up for the fact that he led you all astray off the beaten, down the beaten track.
But wasn't it just more
as
fun?
Luke so eloquently put it. Eloquently put it.
Obviously, it's
Hey, whatever gets the blame off me.
I believe it was Luke that said.
Down this path.
100%
You
it's
asked Luke to say what it was, and Luke said, "Well, Mazzy took us the scenic route."
Yeah, that's what it was. Oramis immediately throwing.
It certainly is a
any
scenic
direction other than himself.
And then when we get in conflict, he
It
hides.
certainly is a scenic route, and as you enter the forest, in the distance you can see the main road. However, the side trail that you are on continues to go through the forest in the direction of the capital. Would you like to stay on the main road, or take the side road?
main road.
Main
road, yeah.
Main road.
Main road.
Yeah, but is Ben going to be a pain and put something on the main road? No, let's go main road and see what happens.
You decide to go the main road. You think you're safe. You're wrong.
You head off the path and move along the tree line, connecting back up with the main road, where it's a much wider. If you think the side road was just like a beaten walking trail through the forest, it probably wouldn't have made it long through the forest, but you could have got yourself there with Mazzy unable to be lost in it anyway. But you head back to the main road, much wider trail. It's outside the capital, so it is very, very busy. You can see Gylndan. You might even be able to see like the exit to go to your village or whatever, to the village you grew up in. Heading down the path to the capital, you see a lot of different types of people, a lot of traders, a lot of stuff like that. Soldiers sort of parole the road more than would usually be paroling the road, but obviously in the distance, looking behind you, the tower still looms above. It's a bit overcast today, so the top of the tower is hidden amongst the clouds. On the side of the roads is a man. His cart and his cart and horses have stopped, seemingly broken down. He's trying to figure out how to put his wheel back onto the cart, but he's failing. He's quite an old man as well, so he's trying to push the cart up, but he's failing to. He's trying to push it up enough to put the wheel back on, but he's considerably failing too. He's kind of just like, oh, fuck
Can
this. Oh,
we give
Jesus,
this man
never
a
going to make it
hand?
home. Yes, of course you can give this man a hand. Walk up to the man. Hello, you young gentleman wouldn't be able to help an old trader like me, would you? Please.
Is there a way of checking this isn't going to be a Mr. Buttons version 2?
You can roll an insight check on him to see whether he's
So suspicious of traders.
This is
To be fair,
Tiamat
we've had-
in disguise. No.
We've had 2 bad experiences with them.
Oh, no.
How's that? Looking at him, Mazzy, he just looks like a simple old man. He looks like a fairly simple old man who is in need of a lot of help. He's sort of looking. If you could all just help me lift the cart, I could put the wheel back on and screw it back in, and I'd be fine to go on my way. I could give you all a lift the rest of the way if you really wanted. There's room on the cart.
We got an elephant, mate. Don't need a lift.
Thank you for the offer.
yeah.
Well, I mean, two of us have an
weirdly-
elephant. The others are
Weirdly, I
walking.
didn't see that. Well, I mean, I'd give you something for your trouble anyway.
No need.
Could do it.
And
No,
we'll lift the cart.
We'll lift it and fit the wheel for you. No worries.
Okay. Could you all make strength checks, please, for me then? I'd
Does
say
this
probably
require all
3
four
of
of us?
you.
Oh, that's not strength. Sorry.
I would say it requires as many as you think that would lift a decent sized cart. Like if you think it's sort of like a wagon.
Well, if we're putting the wheel on, I
lift
imagine
however
two
many
or
you
three
would
of us
think, but
would
I'd
lift.
probably. Yeah, I'd probably say like 2 or 3 of you would lift, and the old man's going to stick the cart on.
Oh, good. That make Doc do it.
Why are you rolling disadvantage?
Because I've
With
got a level of exhaustion, my friend.
Oh, still. Yeah.
I'm still really, really tired.
2 13s.
And whose fault is that?
No. Oramis, reroll yours because you
Mine
rolled
for
a
being
straight
bad.
save, not a strength check.
Need
If
this
you don't
is
have- If you don't have proficiency in the saving throw, it will be the same. As save
Oh,
will be the same as
No, that's true. It's
so good. Aramis.
well, it's around the same anyway.
very strong.
Try, Gylndan and Mazzy. Try
Yo.
as you might, but you are unable to lift the cart. It's quite heavy, and with
have you
Oramis
got in this
barely
thing?
pulling his weight.
How rude.
I'm a wine trader.
Oh my god.
Trading wines and all sorts of stuff. It's fine. I understand. It's a heavy cart. Here for your trouble. And he pulls out like a couple of copper coins. He gives you like
We
2
didn't-
copper coins each.
Oh,
Buy
reject,
yourselves a drink, young men.
reject them.
But we didn't help him. We failed.
Yeah, we can't get paid
He
for work.
tried
You can't
Yeah,
get paid for
being
not doing the
nice.
job.
You tried, which is more than I guess you can probably imagine. Like this guy has been here. It looks like a little while. He's clearly
You know
sweating.
what?
Like he's
You know
been
what?
at this for a while.
I'm going to
No
say,
one on
can
this
we
busy
road
helped him.
take some of the stuff out of your cart to make the cart lighter and try again?
Hang
I
on a
feel bad just
second. Are
leaving.
there people still streaming down the path?
Yeah, there's still loads of people like walking down the path and stuff.
Can Oramis
Lads.
just go and persuade everyone to come and help?
What would you say in your persuasion to help people? This might influence advantage or
I'd have a go at
disadvantage.
them. I'd say this is
Can I
disgusting.
Guidance.
You're leaving this old man to struggle on his own. Where's your honor? Have you no honor? Are you not gentlemen?
All right, roll a persuasion
Can I
because
cast
you are slightly
guidance on
insulting people,
Oramis?
but you are making also very very good points. You can cast guidance on Oramis, so Oramis that's a D4 on top of
Yeah, you get
whatever you
No,
roll.
you don't need
So
it.
Roll
Do I
persuasion.
need a D4?
He doesn't bloody need it.
I'd like to think
As
you're
the
full
cast
I
on
guess.
Delia-
Five.
says this.
you're full on Delia smithing this.
Oh wow!
Where are you?
Lesby Avenue.
That's not.
As Oramis sort of says, as Oramis sort of gets up, explains all this to the crowd. A couple of quite strong gentlemen are like, yeah, I guess I got a little bit of time. I could help. Don't know why they're checking their watches. Watches aren't a thing. They walk up, and I guess they are. Whatever. That's sidetracking. A couple of people come up, and yeah, with your help of persuasion, there's like 5 or 6 guys now pushing the cart. And I'd say even with bad rolls, 5 or 6 guys could lift the cart perfectly fine. The man puts the thing on, and from the small crowd that's sort of amassed, a couple of people clap, and the old man, oh, thank you. Gentlemen, please take these. And he pulls out from his thing a bottle of wine, 2 bottles of wine for the party. It's called Firebrand wine, and it says on the front, Firebrand spicy wine.
Ooh. We'll take it.
Absolutely, we'll take.
We're looking
some
for a
of that.
spicy night.
Steady on that.
Excuse me.
Fair enough. Yeah. So, any of you can add a bottle of wine. Well, any 2 of you can add a bottle of wine, or one of you can add 2 bottles of wine, whatever.
Who wants
To
it?
thing.
I-
The man thanks you
don't have
once
them
more.
All right. You don't trust everyone else. I get it.
Yeah, I don't trust the others not to just.
The
drink
man-
it in the night.
So rude.
The man thanks you once more and begins preparing his horses, checking all the harnesses are tight on the horses to get them back on their way, and you guys can continue off to the capital. You make it to the capital. Its large walls sort of gleaming compared to the quite dull outside Oramis. The smell of the sea around you is captivating. Gylndan, the memories of the capital are probably quite fond. I don't know.
One thing.
It looks
We almost
like
died here in a
beautiful
crypt.
city. That is also true. I forgot about that. And you can all go to the capital.
Oh my lord!
Oh, wow.
The capital.
Bloody
Big
hell,
ass
man.
city, boy. Yes, this was difficult to put together, but whatever.
That's beautiful.
That is lovely.
I didn't draw all of it. I drew some of it. Not
Well, now I'm
all of it.
confused. Did you add on to an existing map? I'm guessing.
Yes.
There's a
So
giant
obviously
in
you
the
can
bay.
see a lot of the surrounding bits by the sea, and the sea itself is rather pretty compared to a lot of the top. But whatever.
Ben, can I?
Can I ask why the two separate parts? There's like one called like they all have different names, or are we just going by the districts?
These are those are the two different. Those are the different districts of the capital city as a whole. It's sort of all based around this bay that's in the middle.
I feel like there might be some rivalries
you were gonna
between the two
say-
sides of the bay.
I was just going to say, can I have my boat in one of the like moored here, or maybe?
Was it a magic boat?
Bit. It is a magic
I mean,
boat.
we
I hadn't
could.
thought about.
I mean, so I haven't thought about where it was. To be fair, so I mean, I guess
Yeah.
we could say that your boat was here in the capital. I guess it sort of makes sense because as a smuggler, you'd probably be smuggling a lot of stuff to and from the capital itself, anyways. And
If you came
this
to Whittlewood
place
Manor,
isn't too far from.
then you would have parked at the capital and come, I think, from there.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
And then we
probably
went up
if
to
you
Lone
came
Hill.
straight from the last mission. Your boat is in the capital. That's probably one thing Oramis is actually quite excited about, going to the capital. Never even thought of that. I meant to add in the college, the Wizards College. The Wizards College would be somewhere in the Cloud District. I imagine in this sort of big empty bit here. I meant to add in a building.
The
This
plaza.
is the library. This big circular building in the Wind District
Question for
is the
Glenn
Great Library, the place you guys
Yeah.
went to.
about the colleges. Did you attend a specific divination college, or was it one college and you just specialised in divination?
You don't really. They don't teach divination per se. You go and find someone. That's what Moraine was to me. You go and find a mentor, kind of thing, because it's not like a very common thing. So I was learning.
Divination
Yeah.
is
I was learning magic at
divination's quite rare.
the college, and then I found out I was a divination
Yeah.
wizard.
Gylndan is a fancy.
Yeah, so the college is mainly things like evocation, enchantment, illusion, abjuration, and things like that. Your more very traditional
Necromancy.
scopes of magic. There is no known necromancy college. Necromancy is banned in Ambyr. It's very evil. Messing with the dead. It's fucking dark, man. Though that doesn't necessarily stop any of you from using it.
known College of Necromancy.
You are in the capital.
Sorry.
What would you like to do? This is the main this is the main castle, by the way. This big bit here is the main castle. The districts sort of go up by, if you can imagine where the things are. So obviously the root district is fairly poor, fairly low down in the
root.
list of. It's where a lot of the working class live. Wind district is where a lot of your sort of more basic shops are. Cloud district, quite fancy houses, quite fancy people. Wizards College, a lot of students and stuff are there. And the Falcon district is it's literally up on a hill. It's like the highest of the highest people. They all live in big fancy manors and all sorts. What would you like to do?
Where's the king?
Where's King? The king is in here, so you could obviously make your way into the capital, straight across the main sort of square here
Should we
over
head to some
to
sort
the
of
king.
bathhouse and make ourselves look presentable first? Having spent about 4 days on the
Well,
road.
some of us could do with a nap.
2 days on the road.
We spent a few minutes on the road.
We could go find a tavern somewhere and get all settled up. Ben, I'll be impressed if you... Do you remember where we stayed when we did the heist? No worries, if not, I don't.
Yes, I do remember where you stayed. When you did the heist, we stayed in the Westland Tavern, which I said was somewhere around here, somewhere sort of like in this quarter bit here.
Well, we
so you guys could
that.
Go stay there.
I recommend there. There's nothing like a comfy bed after a near-death experience.
What part of your experience was near death?
When we did the raid, I very nearly got killed by a giant.
Yeah, okay.
Indeed. So would you like to head there?
Yeah, what was it called again?
The Westland Tavern. You make your way through the streets of the capital. It is particularly busy today. God knows why. As you sort of walking through, there's makeshift stalls and stuff up everywhere. There's banners going across everywhere. People are still probably living on a lot of the high of there's a new king. Everything's kind of going great. It's been the sort of nearish the sort of new year. Obviously, yes, there is a war in the north, but it's quite evident that things have been put in place to try and keep everyone's minds off of all of this sort of darkness. People are still quite upset about it. There's a lot of guards patrolling the streets. You can see even on the roofs, there's a lot of guards with the new guns stationed sort of on the roofs, looking around for anything that potentially could come from the tower to attack or anything within the place to cause any trouble. On your way, Oramis, you suddenly feel something be pushed into your hand. It's very small. You can make me a perception check to see if you can identify who did it, but you are in a very, very crowded street, moving through a lot of people. It's quite hard to see. You can make me a perception check if you want to, otherwise something you don't see anything, I'm afraid. However, a small piece of paper is suddenly thrust into your hand. You can have a look at it now, have a look at it at the tavern, either way.
I will wait till we get to the tavern.
Okay. You make your way through the streets. You eventually come to the tavern. Within the tavern are a lot of students, a lot of sort of students of the college wearing different shades of bluish robes. A very, very simple sort of mage's robes, a sash across their side. Some of them with wands, some of them with staffs, like sort of next to them. It's a very, very much a sort of student place. Not all of them, but a lot of them fairly young as well. The bartender looks like a fairly young woman. She greets you. Hello, how are you doing? How are you doing today? Well, welcome to the Westland Tavern. Can I get you all anything?
Just some slightly warm towels. Slightly warm wet towels. That's the thing, isn't it? We're at the wrong pub.
Wrong pub. Which one are you meant to be going to? Facilities for bathing. Well, that I can certainly have baths drawn in some of the private rooms. If you would like to hire one of those out to draw a bath, you'll certainly look like you could use it. No offense, of course, you just look like men who have been on the road, as it were.
Roadmen.
Roadmen. Oh.
After 2 days with like only 4 hours, just sort of. I'm awake.
I'm awake. Your dwarf looks like he could use a rest.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on him in the bar.
Is he okay? Excellent.
I don't think he's all there, to be honest, sweetheart.
I'm gonna kick Oramis.
Well, we can certainly get those rooms ready for you. That'll be 3 gold pieces each for everyone who would like a room with a bath to be drawn.
It's a bloody expensive bath.
Please.
For any chance? Of
Well, it's
sharing
also
a
for
room?
the room and any sort of amenities, things like towels, soaps, things like
We
that.
do have towels. Oh,
Yes,
I'm
yes,
guessing
yes.
we'd have popped
Plenty of towels.
Chikara in a stable somewhere.
Yeah.
We've walked into the pub with her.
Car in a stable somewhere.
How much do you charge me for
Two
that?
silver pieces off.
About
2 silver pieces to sort of just take care of Chikara, feed her some just like mediocre elephant food, things like fruits and vegetables and things every now and again. And it'll be 3 gold pieces for the rooms with the baths.
Bloody hell.
You can all sort of go up to your different rooms. You're asked to sort of wait a little while they heat the water, get the water ready and heat the baths. And after a couple of minutes, they eventually are done for you. They say you can go up and get yourselves nice and clean and things like that. And you can all go up and have your baths. Is there anything anyone? I'm afraid to ask is if there's anything anyone would like to do in the bath, but.
Oramis is just going to make a crude comment to the barmaid as he goes up.
She just
How
looks
crude
down.
Are we talking sigh or slap across the face? Crude.
Somewhere in the sweet spot between.
Okay, make me a crude comment, and I'll see. I'll see how she would react.
I could do with a little bit of help getting clean.
Unfortunately, I'm a barmaid, so I could have Auntie Agatha go up there and get you clean. She's been doing it for years.
On second thought, I think I can manage.
I thought so, sir. Thank you very much.
Doc, if you want to help, by all means.
The thing is, Oramis, you're not actually that dirty because you didn't do
Go up to
anything.
your room. You just sat pretending to be a rock. So yeah, you could all sort of go up, have your baths, have your nice, luscious baths, and you would probably meet back down in the thing. I don't know. You could say like an hour or whatever. All sort of fully rested, refreshed, hair lovely and clean, except for Gylndan, who's bald.
My beard's
I mean,
clean.
you can take a longer rest if you would like. You can take a longer rest if you'd like to, Doc.
A quick scrub, and then he's taking a power nap. In the water.
Fair enough. And Gylndan, yes, your beard is luscious and clean. Luscious and clean. So Mazzy's level of his hair down. That's now flowing in the breeze of the tavern. Oramis just like flicks his hair back like he probably would do. And Doc, yeah, you've got that massive fucking thing to clean as well. So good luck with that.
I've got to braid it again afterwards. Jeez.
You got to braid it again.
Yeah, this ain't going to be an hour.
You wouldn't even have time for this ain't going to be an hour.
Things and like 3 chin braids to doing the whole like Santa beard, like brown Santa beard
Jesus.
going on. There
Can I just point out,
it certainly won't be an hour then.
this is the first time we've actually had a wash in the year that we've been.
I'd like to get washed on our year out.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I
we don't
would
go
hope
through
some
all
of you
the
did.
RP of going to the bathroom, but I like to think it happens.
That's a very good point, actually.
There's
I've never
certain
thought
things you
of
just
in
don't
D
have
and
to
D
go
like
into
when do
details of.
adventurers shit. Like like classic D&D adventures where they just go down into dungeons and stay there. Like how much like feces and stuff would just build up in those dungeons from adventurers having to go down and walk miles. Horrifying.
You just find a quiet corner,
Anyway,
pop a squat,
anyway,
and keep it away from the
getting back to it, you would all meet back downstairs in the Westland Tavern. What would you like to do?
I'm assuming we're all going to grab a drink.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I mean, you can all add a drink. That's 2 copper pieces for
As if
a cheap bit of ale.
Oramis has this little note. I'm going to say that he's looked at it while he's been having the bath, and is then going to tell everyone else what it says.
Okie dokie. You have a look at the note, and it's very, very clear to you that this is... What thing would I usually put them in general? Very, very clear to you that this is something written in thieves' cant. It is a grid of random symbols. Something that you probably would know as a smuggler is something which a lot of people would give. So to anyone looking, it's just like someone who's doodled this grid of random little symbols. But to certain thieves and stuff, they know a certain code of which ones are useful and in what order. There are different sort of ones, but you can sort of make sense of a lot of them. And this is what yours looks like.
Is that in the Discord?
That is now in the Discord, yes.
Alright.
Oramis, I hope this makes sense to you.
The final symbol, by the way, is the god Mars. That is the symbol of the god Mars. A lot of dwarves pray to him. He's the god of war and warriors, but also like honor and nobility and things like that.
This makes perfect sense to me.
So yeah, you can attempt to. What do you think? What do you think? Something like that could.
Oramis understands it.
Somewhat.
Luke
convey.
doesn't.
There's a limit to the role play here.
Well, so that's the thing. Sometimes it's letters that will spell out a word. This time it seems to be symbols that would dictate something. They are in order, so obviously there is always an order to them. So that is them in the order of what the person has sort of expected them to be in, for the information to be conveyed in.
Well, looking at it,
The sun is going to blow a castle down in the name of Mars.
at sundown, meet in the Wind District at the Temple of Mars, is my guess based on that. That's JJ's guess, not Dan's.
Oh, JJ! That is clever.
That could be it. That could be a decent guess.
I mean, if
Dunno.
Oramis
It's up to.
then presumably he would know the meaning of this message, right?
Well, I mean, he would know how to decipher the grid into that.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yes,
thing of symbols.
I misunderstood.
One thing I forgot to mention, though. One thing I forgot to mention on the back of the note was a small sort of drawing of a dagger with a snake wrapped around the blade.
Yeah.
Talon boys.
Yes, this means at sundown in the Wind District in the Temple of Mars we need to meet someone.
And how you managed to work that out, it's very
There
clever.
you are.
Almost.
All right, fair enough. You think that's what it means? Let's face it, it's fairly simple. You probably know that's what it means. It is currently, if you imagine, about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You have plenty of time left in the day before sundown. There's about like 3, maybe 4 hours before sundown. What would you like to do?
I was thinking
Oramis
to go
would like to take
play
everyone to see the boat.
that. Of course.
Of course.
Is the boat near where
Yeah, so
Alistair would be? Or not Alistair, Jonah.
Jonah. Well, if you think the castle is there, the way to the castle is this bridge. The thing is down here. The
Dock.
What's it called? The docks. Yes, thank you. Is down here. So you can. I mean, it's not too far to walk. I mean, it's like 10-20 minute walk from where you are, and then another 10-20 minute walk to the castle.
Okay, Oramis. We'll go see your boat, and then we'll go see what we actually came here for.
Fair enough.
I thought we came here to deal with the people from Moraine.
It was a bit of both, wasn't it? It was people from Moraine, and also I thought the main thing was like see if we can do anything to help unify against the tower.
Yeah,
That's just popped into existence.
that's true.
Nice. So you head from where you are down to the docks. There seems to be a lot of guards sort of stationed near to the docks, but actually on the docks themselves it's fairly empty, and you can walk down the sort of wooden dock yard, and you eventually see Oramis's boat, his dhow
Dragon's
boat.
Revenge.
The Dragon's Revenge, indeed. There's a photo of it I sent to you or the thing or something. Yeah, there was a photo I sent to somewhere. Can't remember where. But yeah, anything you would like to do while down at Oramis's boat? Yes.
Isn't she beautiful?
Yeah.
I suppose.
Not about the size, it's about how you use it.
How far have you taken her? What's the furthest you've taken her?
I've been sailing all around the coasts of Ambyr.
That's code for you haven't.
I so want to imagine that Oramis' sea thing is all an act, and he knows fuck all about it.
He just bought a boat so he can come and sit in the harbour.
We try and make
Joey
a
from
desperate
Friends.
escape.
Like a Joey from Friends, and he buys a boat because he thinks it'll be fun, but he doesn't know how to ride it or anything.
I'm sorry, Luke. I shouldn't do that to your character.
I'm just going to say
Yes.
there's a lot of people that want certain goods that are hard to acquire, and a little tap on the nose and a wink to the boys.
Fair enough.
The guard
Fair
walks by.
He's alright, he's dodgy.
It's pretty busy anyway. Like even if Oramis said that like a full, like not full shouting, but like at regular volume, people probably wouldn't be able to hear. The guards at least wouldn't be able to hear what he says. And Oramis would know the capital is a pretty
Guards know it's fine, the
skeevy
boat's
place
never
anyway.
moved.
In terms of the docks. In terms of the docks, like the guard, a lot of people know that there's a lot of stuff sort of going on there. Things like piracy, things like
Things like we'll never find out. It's disconnected.
try and clamp down on it, but they're not doing a very good job.
Half of the guards.
halfway through that.
Half of the guards are on there.
I did, and I kept talking, and it was awful. The guards, like a lot of people know. Yeah, a lot of people know that there's a lot of smuggling things going on in the capital docks. The guards try and clamp down on it, but obviously for the past year or so, they've been slightly preoccupied with the death of the king and the massive tower that's just appeared, and a big war in the north. So, yeah, it's not their highest priority. Is there anything else you would like to do down at the docks?
I just asked Oramis if we had to sail north. Do you think we could do that in his boat?
Just gonna slap the side of the boat and say this baby can do anything. Apart from
He
going
doesn't
too
know
far
again.
out to sea.
He doesn't know.
No, he doesn't.
Slaps the side of the boat. Nails fall out the side.
The mast just tilts a little bit.
Oramis' brand new boat is correct.
What a worthy purchase.
It's got a lot of miles on it.
Suits you a T, Oramis. Suits you to a T.
Gets the job done.
I love it.
It's quick and it's
absolutely love
efficient.
It does get the job done. it does get the job done. In terms of like smuggling and stuff, it's a fairly small boat. It's pretty fast on the water, certainly faster than a lot of the larger, more cumbersome boats out there.
Does at any point does he say this does the capital to Northgard run in 20 years?
Maybe.
No.
Anyway,
Should we go to
Castle?
the king? Yeah.
was there anything else?
Just go see if we
Excellent.
can have an audience with the king this afternoon before we do this. Have this meeting this evening. Let's follow
We have
Absolutely.
such big egos. Let's go and see if we can have an audience with the king.
Sometimes, kings and things do like things where they'll like hear public grievances and stuff like that.
I know, I'm completely fine with that, but we're sort of strolling in like we are here, see us.
Yeah.
We're not coming here to see the king. The king is
We are
seeing
the
us.
heroes of Lone Hill, goddammit.
that travels far.
Now you're
that
thinking like
Have you
Oramis.
seen those statues? I imagine you, as a fine
Oh,
king,
Lord.
have many statues of yourself. Doc says none of these
That's what you
things.
bond over. How
when
many
when
statues
did
you
Doc learn charm?
Oh, never.
have? When
Absolutely
did
never.
Doc? When did Doc raise his charisma by like 5?
That would get me to a
Any-
nice round 0 if I raised my charisma by 5, rather than the
Lovely.
-2 I've got now.
Lovely. And on that note, we'll head to the castle. You head over to the castle, and you make it to the entrance of this long sort of bridge. In front of the bridge, standing quite proud, are these fucking huge dudes. Like, I'm talking like bodybuilder big dudes, wearing very, very thick and very, very fancy, engraved in a lot of places, plate, like full plate armor. Glaives, each of them taller than themselves, and shields covering like most of their body, sort of on their sides. They stand there and they look quite sort of regal. If you sort of think like the Buckingham Palace guards, they like stand there still, motionless, just stood like staring dead straight on, guarding the entrance. And as you sort of come up, the two in the middle sort of cross their glaives across from the thing, like, halt! No one goes into the castle. What are you here for?
Oramis? Turn on the
We've got an
charm.
audience. We've got an audience with the king.
Oh dear.
We are seeking
Audience with the king.
No, we have an audience. You're mistaken, my friend. Don't you remember?
Which one is it? You're seeking an audience or you have an audience?
We're seeking an audience.
Ignore the dwarf. We have
We're seeking an
with the king.
audience. We're seeking an audience.
Could one of you... I'm going to ignore the half-elf.
Listen, what have I got to do to persuade you?
I'm a member of the King's Guard. I will not be persuaded. What is it? Do you have an audience with the king?
We
Or
are
are you
seeking
seeking an audience with the king? You are
We have
seeking an audience with the king.
News the king would like to hear.
News the king. What news would that be?
Of the tower that's appeared across the plains.
Ah, yes. We've sent troops there. We sent troops there immediately. Only a small faction, unfortunately. Most of the factions up in the north, but letters were sent to the soldiers in the north asking for a thing down. What else do you know of the tower?
We won't
If
be
you're here to see the
discussing
king, of
that
course.
with simple foot soldiers. The king
Oh,
himself.
Shots
He
fired.
walks slowly up to you. His shield, literally the size of you. He stands like a good foot taller than you in this full regal plate armor. From the very thin slits in his helmet, he looks down at you. Simple foot soldier, did you say?
I didn't say foot soldier. No, I said very great warrior.
I like you, half elf. Most people I get here are riotous. This has been fun. Unfortunately, fun doesn't get you into the castle, I'm afraid.
Oh,
And he walks back and takes his place. Among the ranks. And besides, the king is unable to speak right now. I will allow you in. You seem like a decent bunch. An honest bunch. And if I'm honest, a few months ago I took a trip to Lone Hill. I believe it was yours. Believe it as you lot I saw.
It is, in fact, yes, we are
you
there.
should get some tickets to the play. That's coming out soon.
Yeah, all we're really doing
There
is
is a
promotional
play.
run.
My wife might enjoy that. I might. If I'm honest, you look much more impressive in the statues, but
Oh, yeah,
we've had a long
whatever.
trouble
Seeing as
to
you
get it.
earned Mr. Sternglow's respect, I will allow you inside. He looks left to one of his men, nods, and the two sort of like uncross their glaives, step aside, and allow you in. When you go in, look for someone named Cleric. He will speak with you, and you are allowed inside the castle. As you walk across the bridge, there are sort of guards, like every say like 20 feet across the about 50-foot bridge, and you make it inside the large castle. Two guards immediately from the front door follow you through, and they take you to Cleric. Cleric is a high elf. He's very, very slim, wearing this sort of long, quite fancy robe. Almost, if you think, almost like Greek in the fact that it's, this long sort of white robe, this gilded golden and red sash across his side. He's carrying this quite large book in his hands, trying to look very, very regal and stuff. Almost to the point it's like annoying, like trying to look very, very posed, back straight, lips pursed, very yes. And he does greet you as you walk up, like yes. Who might you be? Why are you here?
We have news. We're just a bunch of heroes from Lone Hill. Crikey.
We're a bunch of heroes from Lone Hill.
Yeah, we have.
Produces
We were
an
in.
alarming rate.
Yeah, we are. We were at the opening of the fort when the tower came in, and we would like to speak to King Jonah about it.
King Jonah is unavailable, I'm afraid. I can maybe get you a meeting with one of the councilmen. Yes, I believe Councilman Hamish is here. If you would all please follow me. And he walks you across into the large great hall of Ambyr. This is a quite big building, tall sort of ceiling, a stained glass window at the very, very end, shining the sun's light down upon the throne of Ambyr. You are asked to sit in a few benches sort of in the corner on the very, very far end of all of that. Like, if you would just wait here for just a few moments, I will go collect Councilman Hamish.
Is there
King's Councilman Hamish? Oh, I'm very, very sorry, and he will address your situation.
Is there anyone else in the room we're in?
There are guards stationed sort of like around the room at the very, very sort of edges, like in all four corners, as well as sort of halfway as well, and sort of just below where the throne is. No one sat by the throne or anything like that. It's sort of up on a set of stairs, and at the bottom of the stairs is these like two quite big dudes as well. The other guards around are just like generic sort of guards, same as you saw in the library.
Okay, Oramis isn't going to go and sit on the throne then.
I knew that
was so yes, Cleric sort of asks you to sit there. The two guards that were sort of following you, taking you in, now return to their posts, and Cleric walks back out through the door in a bit of a hurry. It's about half an hour later, eventually, when quite a short human walks in. He's got this quite thick ginger beard, untamed ginger hair, wearing, again, one of these sort of like long, this time it's like blue, robes with, again, a red and gold sash across his thing. He looks disappointing, shall we say, for a member of the King's Council, but he does sort of appear. He's like, all right, lads. Sorry, hangover. You're here to talk to me, Councilman Hamish, King's Councilman Hamish of Arts and Culture at your service. What are you here to talk to me about?
Not arts and culture.
We're here to talk to the king, and unfortunately,
Yes,
we've got to talk to you.
Is this how you treat a King's Councilman? Jeez, I'm going back to bed then. The other King's Councilmen are busy
Councilman
at the moment.
Hamish.
There's a war in the north.
Councilman Hamish,
Yes,
please.
hello.
Hello.
Yes.
We're here to talk to
Hello.
you about the giant problem in the sky to the north.
A giant problem in the sky? Do you mean the bloody sun? It's boiling in you.
The tower,
Oh,
the floating tower.
I'm going to use that one at the comedy club next week. Yes, the tower, that's appeared in the sky. Yes, I know. What would you like to speak about? If you're concerned, a troop has been sent to deal with the problem, as well as from Lone Hill,
They won't deal with it.
Cregan, and Inksworth.
They won't deal with it.
They won't deal with it.
Do they know what
They won't deal with it. Why? Well, we have identified many of the species that have spawned from the top of the tower and from its base. A lot of devils and the like. A lot of things from the thing. Enough for our men to deal with at this time. Although I fear what's inside the tower is the problem. I believe men have been sent into the tower a few days ago. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but
they didn't make it out. I can almost hear that, my friend.
I don't know. Have a little faith. Is there any other information you can bring light upon in the
Well, I think,
in the situation?
Hamish, not for us to advise a councilman to the king, but I think you're going to need your entire army from the north to help with this tower. It's
And probably some more.
yeah.
Our entire army of the north is fighting a war.
I know.
Wizard.
And could we help with that at all? Help speed that along, perhaps?
Well, of course. I mean, head over to the barracks. They can conscript you off right away. You'll be given the armor. You'll be given the stuff, and they'll be sent you off to go fight for the glory of Ambyr. It's
Councilman
of course.
Hamish, no one said anything about fighting
Yes.
necessarily. Is there something we could
Then
do to
how
end this peacefully?
exactly? And you wish to end a war with the orcs and goblins and God knows what, peacefully.
I'll certainly give it a try, yeah.
Things that ruthlessly came down the south, killed thousands of our people in Northgard, and have taken over the city. You wish to deal with them peacefully.
It's about perspectives, Councilman Hamish. I'm sure at some point we drove them into the mountains.
Yes, we did drive them into the mountains thousands of years ago, and there they stayed. There they were happy to stay at the time. So it seemed.
King's Councilman Hamish, what my learned
Yes.
friend here is trying to say is that perhaps there's a bigger picture here that we should maybe put aside our petty, small differences about Northgard and the like, and look at the bigger picture of what might be coming.
Can Glyndon's
What
jaw drop?
exactly, boy?
Glyndon's jaw drop at the fact that Oramis has said something quite helpful.
Just a clump like a clump
What
that hits the
exactly then? I'll tell you what then, gentlemen. Why don't you enlighten me? What exactly might be coming?
Well,
to
we
Ambyr?
have reason to believe there may be something to do with fallen gods and the like.
Mic drop.
Fallen gods. Fallen gods. God. I mean, I'm the head of art and culture, and even this sounds a bit far-fetched. All right.
Does the name
explain to me then more?
Does the name Tiamat mean anything to you?
Tiamat? No, can't say I've heard of it. No.
Well, this loses all its weight then.
Well, it probably would do.
Well, imagine a dragon with 5 heads and fucking huge.
Oh. I'll tell you what, that would make for a good story, that. I'm going to write that one down.
That's copyrighted.
A pencil up the back of his thing. What the fuck is copyright? You lot are weird, you are. Jaws dropping all over the place. God. He's sort of standing there in fair confusion. You all clearly seem quite concerned about what's going on. And he's sort of standing there like,
Hamish, is the king alright?
the king? Oh, he's better than ever, obviously. He's 18 years of bloody age, and he's got a war going on, and there's some weird... I mean, just, let's be real. It's some wizard pulling a prank, that big tower of his. And, there's a lot to handle right now, and the religious situation is only getting worse. He's retired at the moment to his bedroom. Oh, I shouldn't be telling people that. No, he's somewhere. All right, yes, he's retired to his bedroom, all right?
That's a lot of stress for a young king to be dealing with.
It is, which is why it is up to people like me, the king's councilman, to guide him in certain areas.
As
Do
this
I
is
sound
not
like a
a
poncy
matter
twat? I
of,
feel like a poncy twat.
Yeah, a little bit. Is there anyone a little bit more qualified than a minister of, arts and culture we could speak to? No disrespect, but I don't feel this is your area of expertise.
You speak with the king.
You could certainly make an appointment to speak with the king. Unfortunately, the man's schedule is rather filled at the time. I can maybe make an appointment to speak with Councilman Ivan, I believe.
What's he the councilman of?
He's the councilman. He is the councilman of the Royal Army of Ambyr, sir. He should be able to speak with you. I'm thinking probably in 2 days' time.
Can Oramis huddle up with the group and suggest a plan?
I bet this doesn't look at all weird.
just sort of look back and say,
I will.
1 second.
I will let you talk. I understand, men of their privacy. I was once in a adventuring band like you when I was younger, of course. Well, you don't want to hear about that. I'll let you carry on. He sort of turns around, trying to pretend not to listen, sort of standing fairly thing. What would you like to talk about?
We could sneak to the king's bedroom.
No.
We could do that, but that doesn't sound very wise.
No, we don't have that sort of power. I think King Jonah is obviously being a little bit manipulated by the people around him. I think he must be quite malleable as a young king. So
yeah, I don't think talking to the king is actually going to be our best course of action.
Who knows about Tiamat and the like to give we need some sort of proof of or something of substance. We can't just keep name dropping someone that people haven't heard of.
So we need a councilman of
on the woman.
We do have a book. Yeah, we need we need a councilman of history or something. I don't know. It's very hard thing to have evidence for.
There's a councilman of a lot of different things. If you sort of imagine the Roman Senate, there's dozens of them, and they're all they've all got like different random little things, like councilman of the Royal Army, councilman of banking, councilman of farming, all that sort of random stuff, buildings and architecture, history. There would be one of sort of historical things and how to keep sort of the historical effects of Ambyr alive, such as the Great Library, the castle, things like that, looking after a lot of that sort of stuff. It probably ties in with the person of culture, but not to an extent, not to too much extent.
Oh, it's very exotic music in this castle.
Sorry, the bards are getting... The bards are very, very experimental these days.
Should we ask him when is the earliest we can speak to the king correctly?
Well, I think we're going to get put in sort of a roundabout there. He's just going to keep tossing us between councilmen, I think. I don't think they want anyone to speak to the king, but I don't know why. Interesting. Yeah. Or possibly, try and put some feelers out and see what's happening.
Mm.
Do we want to speak to the councilman of the Royal Army or not?
I feel he's only going to be advocating for a war, not to...
Well, we could do with the army being pulled back, but I don't think he'll want a peaceful solution to the conflict.
No, exactly.
But if we could get him on our side, maybe he could carry enough weight to get us to speak to the king. And Mazzy is a very accomplished elite soldier in the army.
Yeah, would Mazzy have
have
met
a few
him,
contacts.
or is that a bit too high?
He might not have met him. I
think Daviak might have met him.
I'm sure he might know of Mazzy.
Daviak was once a general, so he probably would have met the councilman. Yeah.
Where's Daviak at the moment? Up north?
At what point?
I mean, that could have been before
Daviak's up
Daviak had all the
north.
facial scars, so he could think I am Daviak.
Oh my god.
That is that is also true.
Probably not the best course of
Little
action,
did
but it
Ben
could be
think
fun.
about this when Matt said he wanted a twin, but it would work.
If you're going to do that,
Evil
Matt, you've got to be a bit
genius.
more sultry.
Oh, it's so tempting.
Yeah, I mean,
Just for the
I think it could be fun. But I don't think it's worth it if it goes wrong.
Oramis, if you still want to sneak into King's chambers, I could make you invisible.
Oh god.
I mean, theoretically, what can I do?
I'm sure I could.
Why don't we speak to this other councilman and go from there?
Yeah,
I can give you trust and pass without trace, and you can just go straight there anyway.
exactly.
We can discuss. Let's speak to this other guy and discuss it on the way.
Okay,
Oh, no, we can't
let's
speak
do
to
that.
the guy for
Fine.
2 days, but that's-
2 days, but we'll
speak
be
to them
based
about
here for a bit. So, if we got to deal with the Black
Fair
Mountains as well, we'll be here for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Okay, Councilman Hamish.
That's fair. He's got his fingers in his ears, like la 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 la. He doesn't hear you, but I'm imagining you like poke him on the shoulder. He's like, "Oh, sorry, lads. I was trying to keep hush hush. I shouldn't have done
You're
that while
busy
you were
being
in the
drunk,
bloody
weren't
main
you?
hall. You could have done anything. There's guards here. It's fine. What is it, my gentleman?
Could we see Councilman of the Royal Army? I think his name's Ivan.
Yes, Councilman Ivan, of course.
Ivan.
I can put that appointment in for you. Of course. I will let him know at the soonest convenience, and he will be here then. Would about lunchtime be all right? I know he likes. I know he tends to have a lot of
tomorrow?
lunchtime meetings. That should be a good. 2 days. 2 days.
2 days. Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Excellent. He's meant to be back from the tower then. He has currently gone up to the tower to see the situation
Oh, he
for
ain't coming
himself.
back.
But I believe he said he would be back. He'd be back then. Yes. All right then, lads. Thank you very much. And as he claps his hands to say thank you very much,
Is the king taking more appointments?
I can't say at this time, unfortunately. The situation is delicate with the current king. It's like I said, he is young. He needs time to get used to a lot of this. We're introducing things to him slowly, and he is getting very, very stressed out. We're not introducing too many matters with him. A couple of young adventurers like you might startle such a young king, such gruff and ready men, you know.
Rough.
Unfortunately, probably not. I'm afraid. But if there is nothing else, and he claps his hands. And as he claps his hands, suddenly the doors of the main hall swing wide open. The two people that spoke to you, the two guards that spoke to you at the very, very front of the bridge, are carrying a man in. He's a soldier of the... Daviak would recognize him as a soldier of the Ambyr's army. They carry him in. It is not Daviak. It is just like a random sort of soldier. He looks like a half-elf. He's just lying there. He's clutching his arm. He's in a lot of pain. He's been taken from the front. As you look at his arm, there is no hand. Oh. His hand has been severed and removed and is patched up with a lot of bloody sort of rags. And he looks in a dire shape. He's very, very pale. They place him down on the floor. They say, this man, he's been from the tower. He has something he needs to say. I need to see a councilman. Councilman Hamish. And Hamish is like, oh, Jesus Christ, things have got interesting. All right. Fucking hell, he's lost his hand. Yes, he's lost his hand, Councilman Hamish. He needs to talk to you. All right. What have you got to say, lad? And this half-elf looks up. His eyes sort of very, very weak. He says, I come from the tower. We were sent in there. Fucking 50 of us were sent in there. I'm the only one who made it out. The fucking children. Oh my god. And he's sort of like clutching into like, speak, boy. Come on, out with what you got to say. Bloody children. What? We went inside. All bloody half garrison of us. It looked decent, but the place was empty. Just a big old empty bloody tower. Dark in there. Nothing but a couple of doors and some weird podium in the middle. And that's when she spoke to us. This voice, this dark voice. God, I can't get her out of my head. She was looking for someone. She wanted someone there. Guardians. Some people called the Guardians. She wanted them there. She said only they can complete the trials. Something about representing humanity or some bullshit like that.
Again, the Olympics.
And she said that they need to come, and the only way the beasts will stop is if they come and they win and they pass their tests. And then she set them on as these fucking weird hellish things. They're like children with wings and claws and red skin, and they came down and one of them bit off my fucking hand, and they killed us all. They only let me live, but to send a message to someone, to anyone I could. I spoke to the councilman, and he brought me here. And Hamish just looks very concerned. So do all the guards. And like, bloody Guardians. Well, you're a bloody. I mean, you're a guard of Ambyr. Guardian. It's in the bloody name. You lads got any idea of this?
No.
There's some slang term I'm too old to understand.
No.
I think it's important that you tell the army to stand down, maybe. Just, I don't know.
Stand down, yeah. Yes.
Who these people are supposed to be.
I agree, dwarf. I definitely agree. Guard, send a message to the tower. Tell them to not send anyone else in there. And iterate that comes from a councilman. Don't tell them which councilman, though. They probably won't. Half of them can't bloody read, let alone know what the word culture means. Jesus. Just say it's from a councilman. Go, quick. And the guard sort of nods and, like, hustles, makes, like, double time out of the room. The Hamish then calls for a couple of people to come take the half-elf sort of up. And is there anything you'd like to say to the half-elf? He's sort of like clinging on to consciousness. He's quite awake. Is there anything you'd like to ask him, or are you just going to let him? He's about to be taken away by a couple of guards to a hospital.
Just quick, like, did she say what the trials were?
No, she just said the five trials.
The 5 trials. One for each head.
Thank you. Off to hospital you go.
And the guy is sent quickly away. He was like, "Don't worry, lad. We'll have that hand sorted out in a jiffy. Hopefully we can get some of the dwarves and make him a new one." Well, I mean, those dwarves come up with some cool shit. I mean, look at this. And he pulls up his leg, and you can see on him is a metal. The bottom half of his leg is metal, sort of engraved with all these sort of quite fancy patterns and stuff in this dwarven steel like thing, sort of brass color. A couple of like gems sort of imbued into it. It's like bloody awesome, isn't it? Oh, love this thing. Pride and joy. It's a bitch to put on in the morning, but it's fantastic. All right, well, certainly seems then, gentlemen, if people are needed at the tower, but I'll still make that arrangement with the with the councilman in a couple of days' time. Yes, I'll get that done. His hand was bitten off. That was God. And if you do go to the tower, here, give them this. And he pulls out this small little wooden rod. It's like that big, with a H on one side and a sigil of Ambyr on the other. This will let them know that a Councilman Hamish sent you. Only give it to him, though. Promise me you'll only give it to them. It can get you in a couple of places. I shouldn't have said that. Fuck. Here you are.
What kind of places?
One of you can take the... I'm not saying that, you dirty pirate. Trying to...
It's getting very personal.
Swindle me with your tricks.
Didn't I provide you with some under-the-table, tax-free goods?
Oh, you've been dealing with the high life.
I'm sure it was for Hamish.
Under the you a smug? You saying you're the smuggler, boy?
Said what?
Under the table goods.
You know, like
if you haven't realised yet, I'm part of the King's Council. I am the bloody table.
Hamish, it's been a pleasure. I think we're gonna go.
No. Hold. Carpet. You've been nice enough. I'll let you go this once. I got my eye on you, half-elf. Bloody half-elves. Why are they always causing trouble? And he sort of begrudgingly sort of walks off. Begrudgingly sort of like shuffles off, like, oh, bloody, why are they always doing it? Oh, it's always bloody Councilman Hamish getting... And he just walks off, rambling to himself as he does. And that was Councilman Hamish. You are stood in the hall
Beautifully
of the
crafted
great
character.
hall of the Castle of Ambyr.
Fantastic.
Thank you. What would you like to do?
As soon as Hamish is turned around, I'm just going to whack Oramis over the back of the head with my staff.
It was worth a shot.
No, it was not. Never seen someone be so useful and so much reliability within such a short space of time.
What would you guys like to do? You've just found out that whatever's in the time right now, if you sort of probably think that's probably been about an hour, it was about 3 or 4. It's probably about 5:30 if you think now. Sundown will be in about an hour and a half.
Can we just time skip to sundown?
If he was the only person to return, does that mean Councilman Ivan is not returning?
No, he's the only person of that troop of 50 that went into the tower to
So
return.
are they stationed outside the tower?
I probably should have mentioned there is a garrison outside the tower, surrounding the tower. I probably should have mentioned this a lot better. They're outside the tower, preparing against all the things that are spawning at the foot of the tower and trying to defend against the things that are flying over, but failing. 50 of them were sent into the tower. 1 came out. This half-elf soldier.
Okay, just so I understand. Okay. Because I
Yeah.
solid 2 days left, but we'll come back to that.
I don't think we're going to it anyway. I think our path has just been thoroughly rearranged.
I don't know, because we've got some stuff we want to do in the city.
Potentially.
It's true, but also are we strong enough to face the trials of Tiamat? We don't know anything about them.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe we need to hit the gym, level up.
Hit the gym, level yourselves up. Perfect.
It's going to cost. I mean, just to find out who she was cost us a whole session. We'll
Dunno.
sort of time skip to Oramis's meetup then. If
Time
that's
skip
okay
on
with everyone.
Oramis' meetup, yeah?
Mhm.
Yeah, of course. If there's nothing else you want to do, you probably spend the rest of your time, probably go back to the tavern for a little bit, and then you would make your way to the place for sundown. Now, I need to do something real quick, and then we will hit the bricks with that. If you just give me 1 second. Let's just do all that, and then I need to do that, and that, that, and that, that. Okay. You head to the Church of Mars in the Wind District. It is quite a small church. If you imagine that beside this church, very tightly packed, is some buildings. It's sort of like in between. It's sort of like this church has been here for a very, very long time, and the buildings next to it have clearly been put there because the capital has grown quite a lot since its founding. It is sundown. From the inside of the church, there seems to be nothing. From no commotion. You are currently standing outside on the street. It's a very tightly packed street, but no one seems to be out at this time. No one seems to be really out at this time. You can see a couple of candles lit in the windows of things like that. The church itself, you can see the stained glass window, and some windows around the sides are black. There's nothing going on in there at the moment. However, suddenly a purple-ish light begins to sort of glow from inside the church. A fairly dim light does begin to glow, and you might be able to hear a couple of voices from the inside. What would you like to do?
I'm just wondering if anyone thinks it's a good idea Because Matt and Sam, you guys can do well. Matt can do pass without trace, and you can be invisible.
Yeah.
Gylndan. Just wondering if maybe you guys sort of hide and come in behind me and
Yeah.
Doc,
Don't reveal our full strength. I rate that.
because we don't actually know.
I'll cast
Yeah.
visibility on myself.
1 second.
Luke's frozen.
I'm pretty certain. I'm trying to read it. Can't remember, but I'm pretty certain I can give it to the entire party. Pass without trace.
And cast it on multiple people.
Yeah. I'm asking you and your
Well, maybe you give it
companions
to-
from detection.
Maybe give it to Doc as well.
Could do. I'm going to give you a. You can have a sneak peek inside very, very quickly if you were to like look through the windows or something, or you can just go in guns blazing. I really don't mind.
Sneak peek.
It is entirely up to you.
Yeah, we'll have a
Yeah,
sneak
sneak peek. So this is probably a lot. There is more, but this is what you can see from maybe like a window somewhere around here and here. It's like a stained glass window, so it's not particularly clear looking through. Not like exactly clear looking through, but it gives you a vague representation of that sort of area. And there would be a window all the way up here as well, which you could look through as well, if you so wished to scope the place out more. But that's up to you.
Yeah, I think maybe it's a good idea if you guys are all hidden. And then, because I mean, this is a potentially a band of assassins.
Do you have any idea who
might
it
not
is?
take too kindly to a big group of people showing up.
So if you walk in and we all sort of we're passed without trace, we're walking in with you, but they can't see us.
No.
And then when you like make a mark, like
Yeah.
Pass without
It's
trace
not
is a
invisibility.
stealth buff. Yeah.
oh,
It means that you gain a +10 to stealth. So basically, like, imagine it where your sound is very, very much muffled and your movements are almost cloaked within this sort of shadow thing. But if you were to stand right in front of somebody, like if you were to walk in there, if there is anyone else in there, they would very clearly be able to see you.
fair enough.
That's sort of what Pass Without Trace does.
Yeah, I shall cast invisibility.
Yeah, invisibility, on the other hand, is a something like that.
Design
If you were in like a situation where, like, you know, you were
Yeah.
moving a bit more from cover to cover,
Can't get anyone else in.
it might work
Yeah,
that way
Gylndan-
as well.
Okay, well,
Cool.
Gylndan
So is that what you're going to do then?
be
You're going to
invisible.
enter with Gylndan,
as backup.
Gylndan being invisible. Oramis, you're going to walk in. Is anyone else walking in with Oramis, or is it just
Mhm.
is it just her? Okay. You walk inside, so you can move yourself inside, and Gylndan, because you're invisible. And revealed are these three figures at the
Okay.
end of the room. Hanging from this, if you sort of imagine, like, you know how in traditional churches there's like big sort of Jesus crosses at the end of the thing hanging up? If you imagine like that, but instead it's the Mars symbol, so it's like this big wooden sort of shield, this massive wooden shield, like 10 feet tall, 5 foot wide, with a sun in like cast iron on top of that, and it's sort of been chained up, but it's fallen down since the place has been in some disrepair. It's very, very clear that this place hasn't been used in a while. A couple of the pews have been taken away. Some of the pews are broken. Some of the warriors' things are gone. These Talons quickly turn around. As you look at this man, Gylndan, you recognize this as one of the bards from the party.
Oh.
Person who was casting this sort of illusion magic, and he is tied to the shield, his face bloody, bruised and scarred. One of the Talons holds a dagger in her hand. They're clearly interrogating this man for some reason, but as you enter, they quickly turn around. Wait, who? You're not where did you get that blade? what the fuck is going on here? And we'll end the session there.
Oh.
All right.
Right.
Kind of grateful that